closing review.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that account. I really don't. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back on this account. We will see. Who knows, ladies and gentlemen?
Deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, headed to class. You can tell that I made it.
Look at my grass.
Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas.
I play the game so raw, I won't finish last.
Sitting in my living room, we made it.
This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. Good morning. I don't know what's wrong with the other account. Tracy, good morning. We're gonna try this account. Good morning. Hey. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my good friend Andy. I don't know what's wrong with Mr. Brother. Hey.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit was radical.
Right.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off.
Really?
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like
That's
deja
what they
vu.
say. Good morning.
It's like deja vu. Yeah. It's deja vu when I'm running up the
Yes,
tracks.
ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
like the
Good
Terminator
morning.
screaming, I'll be back. It's
Tell
deja
everyone
vu
we're on
when
this
I'm out
account.
here flying first class.
Right.
It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. It's returning to
Andy.
man to say I'm off the rails.
I can't wait for you. I get it for myself.
So many places to be.
Caffeinated sloth. Yes, NXS. Welcome back. Hey.
Don't mistake me for a lame or a goofy.
Please invite my
Star
friends.
life ends like a movie.
All right.
Hollywood, Hollywood, where you be at?
I remember when I used to drive a Fiat. Hey.
Looking for me like a Ray X.
It's a conspiracy, but hey. This money keep on falling like a domino.
Special ability, and I got a lot to blow.
Hey.
Feeling like I've been here before. Deja vu is hitting me to the core. Memories flashing back once more.
Yes.
I'm feeling like I'm living in a metaphor.
Yes.
It's deja vu.
Hey.
It's deja vu. I feel like I'm stuck in time.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that other account. I really don't.
It's deja vu. I can't escape this rhyme.
Hey, listen.
Deja vu.
It's a never-ending
climb. It's deja vu when I'm running up the tracks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back.
Yes.
Deja vu when I'm out here flying first
Good morning,
class.
everyone.
It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
Welcome. It was an orange one, Andy. It was an orange one. All right, cut it out. All right. We're having. I know. Now, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, we're having some issues on that other account. For some reason, it just goes down after 3 minutes. I have no clue what that's about. All right, I don't. No. I never drove a Porsche. All right, I don't need all of that. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna rock it on this account. So if you can, send everyone the invite to this account. And if it goes down, then I know there's something tricky going on out here on this app, all right? Good morning. Happy Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. It's not MAGA Wi-Fi, still rise. Cut it out, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's get this show started, all right? We're gonna see how this goes, all right? That's why I'm testing it out now so that I can make plans in case things don't go the way that they need to go over the weekend. Thank you so much, Andy. All right, so let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. We got a few topics. Oh, you know what we do over here on this side of town, all right? All right. Oh, look at that. I got to get everything all set up. I got to get everything all set up over here, all right? All right. All right, we're back in business. All right. Okay, all right. Let's get that going. All right. So let's get some of the formalities out of the way. We got 11,000 souls in here. And so you know what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get started in terms of doing God's work in holding Donald Trump and his supporters accountable. It's almost like you're a regular account with a different name. Well, this is Dark Zeus, right? So I'm trying to see if the issue is that account, or if it's TikTok in general. It sucks because a lot of people are going live. No, I can't battle. A lot of people are still able to go live, but that Mr. Crossing account is taking one heck of a beating. Right? All right, so let's get into today's topics, all right, before we open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to weather the storm, get in the box and tell the truth. Listen, it's Saturday morning, September 30th. There's a lot you could be doing, but you're choosing to hang out with Zeus, so thank you. All right, so the first thing, ladies and gentlemen, that I wanted to talk about, and this is very near and dear to me, all right, because all of this talk that we've been having in the kingdom, right, we've been having a lot of talk in the kingdom about Donald Trump and his supporters possibly going to Russia, right? And so, you've heard me say it before to the Trump supporters, right?
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Right?
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
I don't know what's wrong with that.
If you're not happy here, you can leave.
Right.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
right.
Very simply, you can leave.
Good
you can
morning.
leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Right. So, and I've been very serious about telling Donald Trump and his supporters that, you can go back to Russia. No one's forcing you to stay here, right? And it seems like Vladimir Putin, their Lord and Savior, has heard our prayers, and he's doing what he can to make sure that when they go over there, they're going to be of good use. Welcome, everyone. Yes. For some strange reason, the Mr. Crossing account, it's over there. I don't know what's going on. I have to figure that out. Yes. Good morning, Brother Greg. All right. So this is just some breaking news to MAGA. All right. Russia's fall draft begins October 1st and seeks to call up 130,000 new soldiers to fight in the war. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So listen up, Trump supporters. This one is for you. If you do not like how President Biden is running this country, all right, do us all a huge favor, all right? Pack your bags and leave the United States of America, okay? Does anybody want MAGA to stay in the United States? By a show of hands. Listen, we got 25,000 folks in this live today. Does anybody want MAGA to stay here in the United States? Nobody wants them. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Russian state media claims no conscription has previously occurred in occupied Ukraine. See, they're over there lying. They're trying to make it look like that when you go over there to Russia, you're going to have the time of your life. And so I want to help make sure you Trump supporters know, yes, when you go to Russia, you will be having the best time of your life, because guess what? You don't got to worry about silly things, right? You don't got to worry about immigration when you go to Russia. Do you got to worry about immigration when you go to Russia? Do you got to worry about what is this thing? Inflation? Do you got to worry about inflation when you go to Russia? I'm asking for a friend, all right? So listen, I have a good friend, Nutty, and he says any Trump supporters that want to go to Russia, he's willing to help you get there. He'll book you a first-class trip to Russia to be with Vladimir Putin. So if you are a Trump supporter and you want to go to Russia, please let us know, all right? So wait, before we do, though, we got to move on the old-fashioned way. We're going to have to give Donald Trump and his supporters their first round of boos and shame. One-way ticket. We're going to have to give it to them. Nothing grinds my gears more than knowing that Donald Trump and his supporters are trying to take advantage of what's going on in the United States of America, right? All right. Now we're going to move on to our next topic. I miss my chamois emote. I have good news, right? I believe on Wednesday I get the main account back, right? So that'll be I don't know what the heck is going on with the Mr. Crossing account. There's something real nasty going on over there, I tell you. But, the show must go on, ladies and gentlemen. And this is Saturday. Normally I don't do this, but I got to have a contingency plan for what if I try to go live on Monday, right? I got to have a contingency plan. So it looks like I might have to go live on this backup account, all right? So share it. Spread the word with all your family and friends, because this is what we might have to do come Monday morning. All right. Next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Melania Trump is renegotiating her prenup. All right. But they're saying it doesn't signal a divorce. It could actually be a maneuver to help Donald Trump amid his legal troubles. Right. Melania Trump is reportedly renegotiating the terms of her prenuptial agreement. Right. That is true. They're saying Donald Trump himself, he may have spearheaded these negotiations, all right? An agreement can be changed to keep marital property out of the hands of the creditor. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump knows what's coming. Donald Trump is going to be going broke real soon. He can't put any of his assets, he won't be able to put any of his assets into his, most people want to put it into their kids' names, right? And maybe their mother or father. All that's not going to work for Donald Trump because all of them are also involved in the crimes and conspiracies, right? So what he's decided is, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe Melania, this is what he said, maybe Melania, this is a great time for us to come together. Good morning, Shay. Maybe this is a good time for us to come together, Melania, and discuss our vows, right? His looming legal troubles may have prompted the former president and his wife, Melania, to once again revisit their love, okay, in an effort to protect his financial assets ahead of an impending and likely contentious litigation. Yes, Trump currently faces 4 criminal indictments. Good morning, Shay. Trump currently faces 4 criminal indictments, including 2 federal indictments, as well as one as a civil action in Manhattan, in which the judge this week ordered the Trump Organization's New York corporate charters to be revoked. How many of you want to see Donald Trump's Trump Org go out of business by a show of hands? How many of you in here want to see Trump Org going out of business? I know I do, right? Raise your hand. You want to see Trump Org going out of business? People are speculating that Trump may be losing a lot of money in this New York suit, all right? Not to mention the millions of dollars he's spending on attorneys in suits all over. Look at that. Look at all of those lovely hands. Listen, what we're doing in this live, and it's not just me, but a lot of folks on TikTok, especially right around now, what we're doing is making sure what Donald Trump is going through, we're making sure we highlight it and share it out to the entire world, right? Because if we don't tell this story, what's going to end up happening, all right, is the people who don't watch TV or they don't keep up with politics, they'll just pick up on these sound bites. And the sound bites they usually pick up on are the ones that are viral, right? And a lot of the viral sound bites are ones that Donald Trump himself creates. So there's a lot of lies out there that are going viral because they say the lie travels further than the truth, right? And so what we do is we get out here and we openly confront these lies so that if they should happen to go viral, right, people will know, oh yeah, I know exactly what to do when that nonsense comes my way. We either have the knowledge to disprove it, or we turn around and we bring it to the kingdom and let Zeus and his friends deal with it, right? That's what we do. So it's my mission. It's my joy. It's my pleasure to day in and day out wake up and share the real truth with a lot of folks out here, especially those who don't follow politics. Because if we don't get this out here, hell will truly be what we will live with come 2024 if Donald Trump, I don't know how, but if he were to ever get reelected, it would be very dangerous, all right? And we do not want that, all right? Speaking of dangerous, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you are following what's going on out there in the beautiful state of Georgia with Miss Bonnie Willis, right?
Every individual charged in the indictment is charged with one count of violating Georgia's Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act.
Right. Dark Swerve and welcome. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I have some great news. I have some great news coming from the state of Georgia. I was up last night, following the cycle of news, and they said one of the co-defendants in the RICO case, right? One of the co-defendants in hello Sadie. Yes, I think I will be going live on this account come Monday and Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. All right, my Mr. Crossing one is acting up. I don't know what's going on, so I think we'll have to have church over here on this account. So please, ladies and gentlemen, let all of your friends, let all of your family know that this is where it's going to go down until Wednesday or Thursday. All right. And thank you. Now, and by the way, yes, Dark Swerve. By the way, you do not have to, subscribe or send gifts to this account. This is my Dark Zeus account. This will be the one account that I engage in MAGA on once my main comes back up. All right, but you don't got to send gifts or any of that on this account. I really just want you to enjoy the show. All right, and I thank you all for spending your Saturday morning with me and my friends while we go through these topics to combat the narratives that are out there, all right? His cooperation is significant. Legal expert weigh in on Trump's co-defendant, Scott Hall's guilty plea. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we've been talking about, right? Swerving, you know what I'm talking about, right? Scott Hall, he started to think about all these folks who've been going to prison, those who participated in the insurrection on January 6th, right? Love you, Greg, too. There, and one of what was his name? Enrique Taddeo, when he told the judge, please don't take my 40s, right? Remember when he said that? He wasn't talking about, that alcohol. He was talking about decades of his life. Like, who wants to spend their 40s in prison? So Scott Hall, he's heard these things. He's came into our lives and heard what we've been saying about Donald Trump and his supporters. And Scott Hall said, listen, I'm out. He's the first one to crack and buckle under the pressure. You know what they say? The chain, they say the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. And the weakest link, ladies and gentlemen, is Scott Hall. So let's give Fonnie Willis a round of applause for making sure she got Scott Hall. Let's give Fonnie Willis a round of applause for getting Scott Hall to break under and buckle under the pressure. Yeah. Donald Trump's criminal case for alleged election conspiracy in Georgia just got its first guilty plea, prompting legal experts to weigh in. Onlookers found out Friday that Scott Hall, who was charged along Trump in that case, would be pleading guilty for 5 misdemeanors. I love it. Guilty. Where's Snuggles at? Remember he said how many convictions? Oh, we just got super close to having more convictions. Snuggles, buckle up. And Snuggles, if you do not change your tune real soon, you, sir, will also have convictions, all right? Hall marks the first Trump co-defendant to do so. And lawyers have ideas about what the plea will ultimately mean for Donald Trump and his allies. Wait a second. Why do you think this is a hoax? This isn't a hoax. See, what you are saying is a hoax. This is real. Former prosecutor, ladies and gentlemen, noted that some of the details hints that Hall is cooperating. Listen, can you believe this? All right, can you believe this? He's going to be cooperating with Fonnie Willis MAGA. It's over for you. A plea to 5 misdemeanors here signals that his cooperation is significant. Sidney Powell is one likely upstream defendant that he could end up testifying against, right? So you got Mark Meadows and Sidney Powell. They're going to go into court, and they've built this illustrious defense that they're going to use, right? They've built this defense that they're going to use. And then next thing you know, right, they're going to have to deal with this Scott Hall guy that's going to spill the beans. He's going to shatter all of their so-called defense. So ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Scott Hall his first round of booze and shame. We're going to get every single Trump supporter to flip. All right, that's the goal here. But no, I don't want Donald Trump to flip. No, leave Donald Trump right there because he's a Russian asset, right? But every single one of you Trump supporters, nothing brings me more joy than to know one day you're going to say, "I will work with you, officer." You know, I will work with you, Jack Smith. I will work with you, Alvin Bragg. I will work with you, Fonnie Willis. That brings me so much joy. And I know you got it in there. I see somebody in here, Ultimate MAGA Republican. Ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't we all love to see Ultimate MAGA Republican one day come on TikTok and say, "Zeus, I really do back the blues, Zeus. And I'm cooperating with Jack Smith and Fonnie Willis." Wouldn't that make us all feel so great? This is the round, so I'm a lot more direct and in the audience. As you can see, you know, I don't have wait a second, all right. Good morning, Athena, right? This is the dark realm of Zeus Live. This is just me interacting directly with the audience. There shouldn't be any moderators, all right? I mean, this is the one account that I'm not going to have moderators on because, you know, I want the direct combat, all right? You know, because, you know, it's like what they say, right? What do they say? What did he say? Where do I want to go with this? Where do I want to go with this? All right, hold on one second. Oh, yeah, this is what I want to say. Let's see. Hold on.
Every time the radical...
No, I don't want to say that one. No, I don't want to say that one. Hold on. Oh.
So, let's have trial by combat.
How many of you want trial by combat in this live, right? No, nobody should be getting muted or blocked. I'm ready for every single comment MAGA has to throw at Zeus. Because every single comment MAGA has to throw at Zeus, me and my friends are going to strike it down. And even, you know, there's going to be a lot of evil, hateful stuff people got to say, but the show must go on, right? So let's move on, ladies and gentlemen, to our next topic, all right? This next topic grinds my gears just as much. Good morning, Andy. Jim Jordan jumps to son-in-law Jared Kushner's defense amid a $2 billion Saudi probe. This is what I'm talking about. That we were watching the sham of an impeachment inquiry, all right, that, you know, Pinky and the Brain, a.k.a. Jim Jordan, you know who they are, right? Pinky and the Brain. Jim Jordan seems to somehow have this extra power. He has this extra superpower where if anybody says anything critical about Donald Trump or his administration, Jim Jordan puts on his so-called superhero cape, right? He puts on his little superhero cape. He puts it on the back of his neck. He puts on those tighty-whitey Speedos, and he rushes to the rescue. Who does he think he is? Let me see who he thinks he is. Let me see. Do we have a superhero that we could think of Jim Jordan as, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see who we have. Oh! This is Jim Jordan. Yeah.
Wind, water, hot, go, planet. Your powers combined, I am Captain Planet.
Captain
Planet. He's a Gonna take pollution down to zero.
This is Jim Jordan by himself.
And he's fighting on the planet side. Captain Planet.
This is who Jim Jordan thinks he is.
Gonna take pollution down to zero. Gonna help him put us under.
Remember this song?
Like to Newton Thunder.
You pay for this, Biden.
Planeteers, you can be one too. 'Cause saving our planet is the thing to do. Looting and polluting is not the way. Hear what Captain Planet has to say. The power is yours.
Right. Is it? Yeah. Is it me or does every Trump supporter remind you of these old 90s cartoon characters? Is it me? Because none of this makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out, all right? What happened? Jim Jordan, he rushed to defend Donald Trump's former advisor and son-in-law, Jared Kushner, after his Saudi connections were being scrutinized during Joe Biden's impeachment hearing, right? The House Oversight Committee was investigating the ties during a review of evidence regarding foreign business ventures by President Biden's son, Hunter Biden. The Republicans have accused Biden and his family of improper business dealings and alleged influence peddling during his vice presidential tenure. An impeachment inquiry into President Biden was announced by Kevin McCarthy, all right, and then the Oversight Committee chaired by Jim Jordan, they are a part of the investigation. The Democrats argued that a deal, this is the part that gets me, all right, I know they don't like it. The Democrats argued that a deal produced by Kushner with the Saudi Arabian officials warrants more investigation than the inquiry into President Biden. Despite objections, Jared Kushner secured a $2 billion investment for his business, Affinity, from the Saudi Crown Prince 6 months post Donald Trump's White House departure. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving MAGA another round of boos and shame. Instead of MAGA focusing on the real crimes like Jared Kushner getting $2 billion 6 months after he left the White House, what are they doing? They're sitting up on TikTok crying about President Biden and the Democrats. All right, MAGA, you really are disappointing, Zeus. I thought you had more going on up here, but by the way things look, you just don't. CZ Flyer, you asked who's paying me? I thought you knew, CZ Flyer. You know who's paying Zeus. Cut it out. All right, aren't you the great wise one? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what do I want to talk about before? Oh, one last thing. All right, I'm going to say this, and this is the part that I got online that I wanted to make sure I said, especially to the Trump supporters. I got some bad news. This is scary news. But I'm going to share this, and then I'm going to open up the box because I got folks that I want to talk to, especially a lot of my friends who have some more truth to share with all of you, all right? So a lot of people think President Biden shouldn't run, and they got all these reasons for why President Biden shouldn't run. But, you know my style. The reason that I firmly and 100% stand shoulder to shoulder with President Biden is because the man knows how to tell the truth. The man single-handedly brought MAGA down to his knees. All right? When he speaks on MAGA, he's spot on, right?
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Right. You know, these Trump supporters, they love to say they respect the Constitution. How many of you have heard Donald Trump and his supporters try to pretend like they respect the Constitution, right? That's what they talk. They even go as far as to try to read the Constitution to us. But President Biden doesn't buy it, and neither should you.
MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution.
They don't.
They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. They refuse to accept the results of a free election. MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards, and they see their MAGA failure to stop a peaceful transfer of power after the 2020 election as preparation for the 2022 and 2024 elections.
Right. That's MAGA in a nutshell. MAGA forces. MAGA has been losing ever since I could think back to when they started thinking they were winning. Ever since Donald Trump came down that escalator, MAGA has been losing. You know, if you play The Apprentice right now, a lot of you Trump supporters, I think that's when you fell in love with Donald Trump, right? You used to watch The Apprentice, and you know that line, "You're fired." That got you all to believe that Donald Trump was really some sort of genius when it came to business, right? Now look at this. All these years later, we've came full circle to the truth that Donald Trump's entire empire is built on fraud, right? CZ Flyer, don't talk to me about closing the border when you're trying to shut down the government and open the border, right? You know when you shut the government down, the border's going to open. So CZ Flyer, I don't want to hear it. Spare me your fake outrage. You ain't nothing but a hypocrite, and you know it. You know good and well you're a hypocrite, all right? You do not care about the United States of America at all. Look at what you did to the Capitol on January 6th, CZ Flyer. I would rather have 1 million migrants in this country, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I would rather have 1 million migrants in this country than to have one of you MAGA terrorists, all right? And that's, listen, I'm being nice. Some people don't even say it like that. They say it a lot harsher. I'm saying it nicely. Name the last time you seen migrants storming the United States Capitol. Have you ever seen that? CZ Flyer? By the way, you should change your name. Many Democrats think Biden might not be their best shot for president. Often they cite his age, and other times polling. They look at the polls. But the only one who can decide is President Biden. Yes, the last time people told Biden not to run, they were catastrophically wrong. And this is why I do what I do. MAGA. Think about it. Donald Trump's going to be in prison. This I want you to go here. This is going to be a nasty winter for you Trump supporters. It really is. Donald Trump's going to be in prison by the time Christmas comes. All right, Jack Smith, he just put a gag order. He said, Judge, we got to put a gag order on this guy right now. He's out here threatening our generals. All right. And he's on social media grabbing firearms. Put this lunatic in jail now. You know what they got to do is a gag order, right? So they got a gag order. They're trying to get this. And we know once Donald Trump is under the terms and conditions of that gag order, we know he's going to violate it. And once he violates it, that's his behind. So we're going to get this gag order in place. And Donald Trump's going to violate it. And when he violates it, we're going to violate him and take his behind to prison, all right? And let him sit there until he goes to trial. He's going to be treated like every other American, all right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone through enough of my topics. Now it's time for me to hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. Listen, they don't like me. They do not like me on social media because I tell the truth. And that's why they don't like me, you know. But that's why they also call me Triple H. You know why they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. They call me Triple H because the first H stands for honest. I am the most honest person on social media. All right. Don't bring up no 10% for the big guy. Wait a second. So first of all, let me go through and then I'm going to address these nonsense comments. So they call me Triple H because I'm the most honest person on social media. I promise to tell you nothing but the truth. So help me God. The second H is because I'm the most humble, right? There's nobody on social media more humble than me. If I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize, right? Say, for instance, I took the last of the toothpaste, right? I'm so sorry I took the last of the toothpaste. What? We don't have any more? Listen, I'm so sorry I did that. I will run to the store and buy not one, not two, but an entire pack of toothpaste and bring it back so that everybody in the kingdom can have some. That's how humble I am. All right. And then the last H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain the most handsome. All right. And so I saw a comment that said 10% for the big guy. Again, do you have any evidence that President Joe Biden received any money from China? Do you have any evidence? Absolutely not. But what we do have is evidence that Donald Trump did. All right. He has a checking account over there with a lot of Chinese money in it. As a matter of fact, he had a bank in Trump Tower, Bank of China. So MAGA, you have no credibility with me, right? You have no credibility with me. Let's go into the box in here. Demo, cut it out. Cut it out. Andy, welcome. I'm not doing your homework, Demo.
Morning, Zeus.
Morning, Andy. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It is
Well,
so sad that these people in the comments who say that you lie and that you're not here for the right reasons can't seem to tear themselves away from your live. They're so just enthralled with what you say that they can't possibly make themselves leave.
they don't want to leave, Andy, because they know they're at home living a lie. These
Well,
MAGA
they should
men.
also know that they are responsible January 6th, and they're going to be responsible for what happens next.
Yeah,
I came to tell you a little bit about what happened in my little state of Alabama, because we all know how backwards we are.
yeah. Tell us what
A
happened.
church has bought a town that wasn't worth $2 million for $6 million, and it looks like that church has ties to January the 6th. So they're buying a whole town.
Wow. So this is what we're talking about. The MAGA, they've invaded Christianity, right?
Yes.
They've invaded the religion called Christianity, and they use this religion to recruit soldiers to attack the United States Capitol. What a shame.
Well, it's just like when we saw Michael Flynn standing with Ted Cruz on the back of a flatbed pickup truck before January 6th, calling for the army of the faithful. What I want to know is, who are they faithful to? Because if they think it's Jesus and the Lord, they are way off track.
No, they're only faithful to their Lord and Savior Vladimir Putin,
And have you
who's
seen the parties where they're taking down all the Trump's names in every city?
yeah. If
People
I
are
can't,
cheering and celebrating. It is a great thing.
thank you. Thank you. We don't want to see Trump's name on anything except possibly, if you go inside of one of those jail cells, you'll see Trump's name inscribed. That's what prisoners do, right? I don't mind seeing Trump's name there where it belongs.
I want to see the numbers behind his name. I'm just waiting for that to come out.
Yeah, you said what?
His AIS number from Brim Prison.
Oh,
I can't wait till they give him one of those.
yeah, yeah. I can't wait either. We already know he has one number out there in the state of Georgia. He should have a prison number in each and every state that he tried to defraud, right?
Oh yes, and anybody else who went on and called for what he did for the judge. You tell me another human being in the United States that would still be on the ground while they have the biggest victim complex I have ever seen in my life. It's the
Right,
poor Republicans. They got the election stolen. We treat them so bad. It just hurts my heart.
right, right. Right. Right, right. And I noticed that you're just laughing because you and I both know if these Trump supporters end up going to prison, that's on them, right? We tried to
Exactly.
tell them.
They look, they are the number one people. Like Ashley Babbitt, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I've heard it 1,000 times before. She should have complied. You know, they never
Yeah.
want to take responsibility for themselves.
They Ashley Babbitt's her blood is on MAGA's hands. Period.
Exactly.
Ashley, listen, you Trump supporter, her blood is on your hand. And you should deal with that. You MAGA supporters love to when it's time to be held accountable, you all of a sudden turn into the wicked witch of the West. You start melting. Right? No, Ashley Babbitt's blood is on Donald Trump's and his supporters' hands. Period.
And on top of that, what leader do you know doesn't take any responsibility at all for anything? I mean,
But
shouldn't the buck stop at the top? Isn't that the way
it
it's always
should.
been? A good leader knows how to make a deal, work with people, cooperation. This tough guy that they look up to, this toxic masculinity, just is a failure of our culture to teach men to be men and not to be bullies. There are a
Well,
lot of great men out there like you and many more, but
right.
on the other side, it just seems like they're a little weak in their
Yeah.
masculinity, and it makes them a little frail, and they don't come off so well.
Well, that's why the problem is to me the biggest issue in this country are MAGA men. All right, they're somewhere along their growth and development. They went left when they should have went right, right? And so now they find themselves worshiping Donald Trump. And you ask them, well, what do you like about Donald Trump? It always starts with The Apprentice. It always
Oh
starts
yeah,
with The Apprentice. That silly show didn't teach you it didn't teach you anything.
and look,
Really,
if it wasn't for Omarosa, she made that show anyway. So that isn't even Trump's success. He is
yeah,
just a long list of failures. And women, please hear me when I tell you this. Republican men just voted against us not to have rights in March.
mhm,
They're trying to stop the Democrats from having the Equal Rights Amendment ratified right now.
right.
Why? So that Republican men can subjugate us, and we should have to live under different rules by some church standard that they can't even hold themselves.
Tell them, Andy, tell
So I
them.
am so sorry if I have no compassion for y'all this morning, because
No,
until y'all decide that we are equal, and we are, because men erased our history. So when
right.
you look at history, women are 0.05%. Hmm, some men must be afraid of us, or they wouldn't have done such a thorough job. And
Thank
that's
you.
what they're doing to people. Look at Rosa Parks. They're trying
Hmm.
to take away her race.
Right.
They
No,
just
and
want to erase everybody they fear. So we should be in good. We should feel good because Zeus, they fear us, and
they
I think
fear
that's
what
a
they
good
don't
place for me to
understand.
end today.
All right. Well, listen, thank you. They fear what they don't understand, Andy. All right. A lot of these MAGA men, they wouldn't know how to treat a woman. They wouldn't know how to. They've never had the opportunity to be with one
Oh, I
because
know. They're
no
the
woman.
same guys that made Girls Gone Wild and popularized certain activities that we consider now to be criminal.
Yep.
And Trump never turned in Epstein. They can say, oh, he wanted to protect the children. He could have protected every one of those girls and sent Epstein to jail, but he didn't do it. He said, oh, he likes them a little young and left them there to suffer.
Wow. This is what I'm talking about. The hypocrisy of
So
these
you wanted
so-called
truth this
Christians.
morning. I got truth for him.
Thank you.
Everything y'all think about Donald Trump is a lie. When everybody that's worked with him is turned against him, is in jail, and y'all go, oh, they're rhinos now. Well, look at how many rhinos y'all have accumulated, because you know how many people you got to think are absolute liars just to believe that one man who's got
Right.
no motive other than to cover his own behind. And with
Right.
that, I'm leaving you this morning in the house of truth, Zeus.
All right. Thank you so much, Andy. No lies detected. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Andy a round of applause. No lies detected. You see, in this kingdom, it's all about getting the truth out here and shutting down the lies. And I have some terrible news for you, Trump supporters. Your foundation is built on a bunch of lies, a bunch of nasty lies. Donald Trump's going to prison for the rest of his natural life. All right. And you are more than welcome to go visit him. It's like I tell you, Trump supporters, every time I get a chance to talk to you. If you don't get your mind right, you're going to go to jail just like Donald Trump. And if you don't get your soul right, you're going to go to hell. All right. And that's where you MAGA so-called Christians who I know ain't nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. You ain't nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. Y'all on y'all way to hell with gasoline draws. They over here saying, shut the country down. The whole nation's going down in degradation because of MAGA. And you get up here on social media and pretend like you're victims. You're not victims. You're criminals. Yeah. Somebody blocked me. I had a friend of mine. You know, I have some friends on the right. This is how petty MAGA gets with Zeus. They get mad because I tell all the truth, right? So I go into their live, and, you know, they come in, they listen to me, and while they listen to me, they're upset, right? You know, because I know what they're doing right now. I got these Trump supporters, these MAGA folks triggered. They're in their feelings. They're sitting at home. They got a bag of Lay's potato chips sitting on their belly. They got a Diet Coke. They got Sean Hannity, and then they got Donald Trump's Truth Social going, and they're sitting back furious about President Biden, right? Then they see Zeus come online and they lose it. Oh, I'm so mad at Zeus, right? But these are my friends on TikTok. So I go into their lives, right? I go into their lives, and I guess they meet behind closed doors off TikTok. When Zeus comes in my live, first thing I'm gonna do is block him. I'm gonna block him, you know. Oh, I end up accidentally popping in there. You know, usually one of them sends me an invite. Oh, okay, let me go in there and see what they're talking about. You know, you go in there, what are they talking about? Oh, the government's about to shut down. Okay, let me see what they got to say. You know what they go? Oh, Zeus is here. You know, they go, Zeus is here. That's what they do. All right, let's bring them up. So they bring me up into the box. Zeus, this is what they say to me. Zeus, do you really think all MAGA are terrorists? Well, that's a silly question. You know, just like I know, yes! Yes, I do think all MAGA are terrorists. You know what she did? Oh, block! They blocked me, ladies and gentlemen. They blocked Zeus. You know, it's like I've been saying, all right, every time a Trump supporter mutes me or blocks me in their live, I do consider it a great badge of courage, right?
Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of courage.
That's exactly how I feel when I get blocked or called names by these MAGA-possessed demons, all right? So let's bring up our next guest, all right? Oh, brother Z-Pac, welcome. Good morning. How are you doing, friend?
Oh, we are, having a great Saturday morning, a
Right.
beautiful day.
Right, I have to go on this account because the other one is not doing so well. It just keeps crashing.
Oh, no.
No, I didn't block you, country. That's why I don't have mods here because it's just you and Zeus on this account, all right?
So
I don't block people. I deal with people.
your
all right,
other
let's go.
account is messed up? Your main account?
Yeah, it keeps crashing. Every 3 minutes, it crashes.
Wow.
The live just ends.
Wow.
The Mr. Crossing account. Now, the main Zeus account, which I'll be back on Wednesday and Thursday, it doesn't block.
Oh.
I mean, it doesn't crash. It just, I was bringing too much truth in
Too
some
much
of those
truth
lives.
to the MAGA crew, and they got upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so like Trump Tower, I heard that it's going to become a very large Dollar General. Because they've got to get rid of it. And so, the perfect thing that you could do is put a nice big Dollar General in there,
Yeah,
Because
probably.
MAGA loves to complain about prices. So let's give them the Dollar General.
Speaking of that, Z-Pac, right? You heard this back and forth going on about the value of Mar-a-Lago. Have you heard this?
Oh yeah, inflated like everything else that Donald Trump says or does. Yep.
Yeah. His supporters, one of them sent me a nasty video, because, Trump was complaining that it was worth only $18 million.
Oh
Remember?
yeah.
And his supporters, just like Jim Jordan, they're rushing to defend Donald Trump. The judge got it wrong. It's not worth $18 million. It's worth well over $1 billion. There's a lot of people that think Mar-a-Lago's worth over $1 billion. They get their graphs out. It's funny because you ever seen Trump supporters trying to do math and explain things? It's the most hilarious thing. So they get their graphs out and they start trying to explain how the property's worth $1 billion. So I'm going to ask you, Greg, you're a genius. Do you think Donald Trump wanted to pay property taxes on property that was worth $1 billion plus or 18 million? Which one do you think he tried to do?
Oh, I mean, he definitely tried to pay it on the lower price because Donald Trump is all about not paying his bills, or people for that matter. Um,
Well, that's why it's worth 18 then. That's what he's trying to get the benefit of.
yeah, I mean, he's just kind of having a meltdown on every single situation. He's having a very hard time.
Good morning.
And poor Donald, his entire life he's been privileged, and he's had a lot of good things in his life, but now he's starting to face real accountability for all the things that he has done. And I love this for him. I do. I really do. I love it for him. He's in his what do they say? He's in his payback era, right? He's in his era of payback. Um,
Right.
but I was gonna make another point, and the so the Republicans love to say that they want to support Americans, and we shouldn't be sending our money to Ukraine, and we shouldn't be, spending all this money overseas. But when you ask Republicans, you know, what are you going to help Americans with? And you ask them, would you like to raise the wage? Would you like to give paid family sick leave? Would you like to give paid maternity leave? Would you like to pay off those student loans?
Right.
You better believe they're not doing any of that, and they don't want to do any of that. So, what do they mean when they say give it to Americans? Because I don't see any of their policies benefiting the American people. Like nothing they're offering is helping anybody better their
Right.
lives.
Right.
So it's really just about not supporting Ukraine, and it's their way, just like they do with the kids, and they say, you know, you don't care about trafficking. And it's like, no, we do. We just don't talk about it all day, and we know it exists, and we don't pretend like uh, you know, we're fake outrage about all of the children, and we're not using those children to
Right.
justify our hatred for LGBT Americans, because that's what they do,
Right.
right? I mean, that's what they do. And Donald Trump, there's a reason why he's not debating right now. Um,
Why?
well, because he can't pay attention for more than 1 minute. Everybody says that Joe Biden is declining mentally, but
Right.
Donald Trump won't go on that debate stage because number one, it's going to be all about his record, and he doesn't want to face it. And
That
number
part.
and number two, he doesn't even want to. He's not even capable of debating because he has no attention span. He gets distracted, and
Tell him, Greg.
honestly, he's declining. And it's all projection when it comes to saying that Joe Biden is the one who can't debate or is mentally senile. I mean, this guy.
No one in their right mind believes Joe Biden can't debate or is senile. Nobody in their right mind. And if they are out here still saying it, they're lying. They're liars.
Yeah, I mean, it's all projection, and every MAGA accusation is a MAGA confession, as you've said many
Ooh,
times.
thank you.
And Donald Duck, yes, Donald Duck, as Chris Christie says,
Red-
is a real. He's like a village. We say a village idiot, right? I mean, he's not very smart. He's
No,
not
he's not.
very. He's just not. I don't understand hitching your wagon to this guy. You could definitely support like Nikki Haley, and have a better opportunity to beat Joe Biden, but you're going to stick with a guy who has lost you 3 straight elections.
Tell
Wh-
him.
Why do you continue to support this guy? You know, the DOJ and the grand jury is kind of doing you a favor to get rid of this guy, right? I mean, the guy that said that he goes and visits auto workers, but doesn't actually go and visit union auto workers because the unions don't want him there. Because
And has to inflate his crowd size and pay people to pretend to be auto workers.
he, he
That guy.
he's a walking grift. I mean, he's not a serious person. And if you take him as a serious person, then like you've been severely misled when it comes to, you know, all of Donald Trump's record and his,
Yeah,
existence. And the other
yeah.
thing, the last thing is, the Republicans say the border is wide open and we have a real crisis here and the border needs to be closed. Well, if the Republicans have their way with the shutdown, the
Yeah.
border will be wide open because those,
And that's the point we
yeah,
need to continue to drive home. So if you're in here crying about immigration and migrants, you think you're crying now? Wait until this shuts down.
yeah. I mean, they're pro shutdown to uh, to prove their point, to not support Ukraine, right? Because they don't
Mm.
want to support Ukraine because they're shilling for Vladimir Putin. That's what they are. They're not actually serious.
Nope.
They do not know what Ukraine is. They say that there are neo-Nazis in Ukraine, but there's neo-Nazis in the United States of America. There's neo-Nazis in Russia. There's neo-Nazis everywhere. There's neo-Nazis in Poland, believe it or not.
Really?
Look at Poland. They used to be a democratic society. What are they
Mm.
now? They're being run by a dictator.
And
And
MAGA loves it.
and MAGA loves it because that's what they want here. They want Donald Trump to tuck them in at night, kiss them, and tell them everything is going to be okay. We can all be
Mm.
fascists
You hear that
together.
CZ flyer? Why
No
you're so
CZ
worried about
flyer. No CZ
yeah, he's
flyer.
so worried about Biden and the shower rumor, right? He's so
Right.
worried about that.
And he says
CZ flyer.
have some more Kool-Aid without parody because because uh, you, sir, are the one that are drinking the Kool-Aid, and you would probably pay for the
Yeah.
Kool-Aid.
Tell him, Z-Bot, tell him.
You would probably
Let's
pay for it.
yeah. He's sending Trump all his money. I can tell. I can spot that a mile away.
Yeah, I mean,
Anybody that rushes to Donald Trump's defense, they are sending Donald Trump their money, guaranteed.
it's
Yeah,
it's it's pathetic.
the one like the Italian ma, she says shut it down. She's sending
You're
Donald
right.
Trump her money
So
too. I know.
Italian Ma, let me tell you right now, you support. So when you say shut it down, you do not support our military. You do
You
not
are sending
you
it.
do not support our government. You do not support our government workers. You are pro you anybody saying shut it down is against the United States military. So
Abolitionist. Thank
this is
you.
what you are, and just
Thank
own
you.
it.
Let her know this. These folks, they're doing Vladimir Putin's dirty work for
Right.
him. You don't deserve to even salute our flag.
Right.
You don't deserve
You're
to.
not even serious. Without
Go.
parity, you are
Yeah.
literally a walking contradiction.
RC Dub, listen, you Trump supporters. Uh, turn all of the United States products that you have, turn that over. Go
How many
donate that.
and then how many times have you gone to Ukraine? I don't have to go to Ukraine to know what's going on in Ukraine. I know that What you're spouting is right-wing Putin propaganda, and you're being fed that information on TikTok because you think that they're trafficking children, because that's always your excuse for every single thing, whether it's LGBT Americans, the border, Ukraine. It's like, oh, but they're trafficking children. There's 85,000 missing kids. No, there's
Yep.
85,000 missed calls. That doesn't mean that there's missed kids. That means
Thank you.
that they haven't been able to contact them via a phone call. One
Mm.
phone call. So when you say there's 85,000 missing kids, you are spreading disinformation or
And they
misinformation.
live, and it's like the good book says, right? A house divided cannot stand. All
Right.
right. And if you look at the Republican Party, it's divided. It's divided worse than I've ever seen a party divided in my life. You got these extremist MAGA Republicans demanding we shut the country
Sorry.
down and defund Ukraine.
hmm
Well, listen, Italian mob, when you don't get your government assistance, all right? When these military folks, they're going to be working without pay and they decide, you know what? To hell with the United States because we're not getting and then when you're, because their nightmare is to be invaded. When you get invaded, right? Do not look over to President Biden for a single thing. Don't ask President Biden for a crying dime. All
Yeah,
right?
I
'Cause
just
even if he was to hand you a crying dime, I'm going to jump up and snatch that dime away from you so you won't get it. Because you don't deserve nothing this country has to offer.
I love the
All right?
people. Last thing. I love the people that say they don't live off the government and they never took money, but they have auto insurance, they have homeowners insurance, they have they have health care, Medicaid. This is all government. So when you say you don't run off the government, you really don't know what you're doing.
No. Most of these folks barely they probably didn't graduate the fifth grade. Most of these Trump supporters, they don't know what they're doing. All right, they probably
Right.
they sit at home, like I said, eating plain potato chips, Lay's potato chips. Right? They try to be as American as they can, drinking Diet Coke, watching Sean Hannity with Donald Trump on their cell phones. All right,
hmm
Truth Social. This is, and they go, "This is me getting updated with what's going on in politics."
Oh well,
You sound
I'm out of here.
deranged, nigga.
All right, dude.
All right, Z-Pac, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Z-Pac a round of applause. MAGA, this is easy for me. I do these kind of lives day in and day out whenever I have times. Greetings, Bach. Nice to see you. I do these kind of lives so that I can hold a mirror up to you and you can see what you look like. Now, if you don't like the person that you see in the mirror, then don't blame the mirror. Blame yourself. All right. And it's showing you what everyone in the world sees. All right. And right now, MAGA, listen up. We all see your hypocrisy. We all see that you're not Christians. I saw somebody in the comment section say, God doesn't like abortion. You don't know that. God has never spoken to you. I can guarantee you that. You are the lowest priority. If God were speaking to people, your behind is the lowest priority. You tell me when God put you on his calendar, all right? Tell me when God put your behind on his calendar and said, listen up, you MAGA supporter. I can fit you in on Saturday, perhaps maybe at around 4 p.m. Is that okay? God never said anything like that. What you need to do is sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. Because I'll be honest, if God was talking to someone and it was me or you, he'd be talking through me. And guess what? That's why your behind is here this morning, right? You better listen to the voice of God. And as far as I'm concerned, I am the one that is giving you the voice of God. All right. This is nothing but truth flowing from me to you. All right. And you're out of order. You're out of line. You've been living a lie. Your girlfriends, this is to the MAGA men. Your girlfriends, they don't want you. They out here checking Zeus out, right? They over there going, look at that Zeus guy. He's Triple H. He's handsome. Am I right, country? You don't want these MAGA men They don't got any money. Listen, I'm being honest. They sit on TikTok and they complain that the country's going in a direction it's not. Y'all don't want to hear that from a man. I know this. Listen, I'm telling the truth, all right? They want to see a real man, and that's what I am to them. They go, wow, he's a Democrat, but that guy Zeus, he's the strongest man I've ever seen. He doesn't care about what these guys are crying about. He can buy eggs. Yes, I can afford those eggs. I can fill up all of my cars with gas, premium gas. And when I do, no complaints. I can go anywhere I want in this country. No complaints. All right? You don't see me crying. All right? And you know, like I said, when you see these grown men out here crying, that's a sign of weakness. That is the most unattractive thing. Listen, ladies. Let's be honest, ladies. Can we be honest? Let's put politics aside. Can we get to the women out there? Is a man crying attractive or not attractive? Which one is it, ladies? Wait. Now, country, listen, country, be honest. It's just you and me, country. Do you find a man crying to be attractive or not? Curvy Tech, which one? Listen, you don't got to worry about mods. There's no mods in this live. This is the Dark Zeus realm. I wanna hear from all of you, no matter what you believe. Does any woman in here find it to be attractive if her man is constantly crying all the time? Let me see. Good morning, Kim. My husband, when our son was born. No. That's not the kind of crying I'm talking about. So I'll give you an example. All right. No. Real men do cry because that's an emotion and it's an authentic emotion. I am talking about a man who every time there's a problem going on in the household, they cry. Oh, you want to talk to me, country? Okay, all right. Listen, this is the Dark Zeus realm. No mods allowed. No mods doing anything. It's just you and Zeus. All right. Good morning, country. How are you?
Good morning.
All right. Talk to me. Right?
Well, I guess it's your definition of crying. So, like down in your chat, some people are thinking that this is a form of it.
Right.
And right. And then
I don't know why they're thinking that.
Well, I think it's because like you're making statements that might not be absolutely their truth. Like, I mean, think about it. Like, I don't think I sit on the couch and eat a bag of chips.
Okay, well, let me make sure I explain what I mean.
But you said that about MAGA men, so let's clarify.
Yeah. So when I say
But my husband doesn't do that either.
Okay, but I'm glad that you were, willing to talk to me.
Sure.
And this is absent of politics. Say you're dating a guy, and in relationships, a lot of things come in, and you got to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
Problems. If every time a problem comes up, he goes, "Oh God, I don't know why this keeps happening. I don't know what to do." Do you find that kind of quality to be one you're attracted to or less attracted to? I'm not talking about crying.
Personally, I like problem solvers, not complainers.
Thank you.
And I think Donald Trump's a problem solver.
Now that's where I'm going to have to push back.
Okay.
I'm going to have to push back. What problems? Give me an example of a problem you think Donald Trump solved.
Just by talking about America first.
Oh, okay. So what did that?
Okay, I'm sorry. Now, every time I give you an answer to something, does that necessarily deserve okay, I'm not going to do that to you, so I would appreciate you not to do that to me, or I'll leave because I'm not going to disrespect, and I don't want to be disrespected. Understand?
Who are you talking to?
You.
What did I do?
It's just me and you said. I answered your question. I answered your question, and then I got the whole like drama behind it. Why do you gotta do that?
Well, can I?
I don't like. I'll tell you right there. That I think is worse than crying about stuff all the time.
Okay. That's okay. When people are talking, right? You can react how you want to react, and I can react how I want to react, right? This is America, right?
Last I checked, it was.
Okay, so it's my right to respond to whatever you say.
And I'm just simply telling you, if you want to have a conversation with me, I think that that's disrespectful.
Okay, and we'll get into that, but I want to get back to what I was talking about, right? Because we could both get in here and start getting in our feelings, right? And I don't really go down that path with people I don't necessarily have a relationship with. We are two adults having a conversation,
But you
right?
want to know about whether or not I am
You said
attracted
Donald
to
Trump was
people
a
that get
problem
into their
solver.
feelings?
No, you said Donald Trump was a
Wait, your
problem
first question
solver.
to me was, do I find people attractive if they get into their feelings and cry?
No, no,
But you
no.
don't want to know about feelings?
I said, do you find it attractive if a man keeps
Okay.
crying to you because he can't do what he's supposed to do to fix things, something along those
Right.
lines?
And I
And
told you that I
you
like
said I don't
problem
like problems.
solver.
You said I like guys that solve problems,
Right.
right?
Yes. Hmm.
Then you went further, all right, and I'm just talking loud. I'm not yelling at you, all right? But you went further and you made a claim that Donald Trump is an example of a problem solver,
And
correct?
then I said, just by talking about America first is my,
Right.
yeah, no, I mean, what's wrong with that? I gave you
Oh,
an answer.
that's what I was trying to get to
You don't think
before
that
we
there
got
wasn't
into
enough talk about America, like bringing attention to certain things that he was bringing attention to?
so when you say he's a problem solver, I'm telling you how I think.
I mean, he did
This means
secure,
to me,
okay,
this means to
he
me,
secured a lot of
this,
money for vets, for different,
so
okay,
this means to me there was a problem and Donald Trump fixed it.
yeah,
When you say
not
he's a problem
fixed
solver,
it.
so I want to know what the problem that you claim he fixed
Okay,
was and what he
all right,
did to
I will,
fix it.
let me elaborate. So when you fix a
Thank you.
problem, right, when you fix a problem, it's not necessarily like solved, right? Like we know that there's still issues with, cancer, right? Like, right? They haven't
Right.
solved it or fixed it. Like my stepfather just passed away from it.
Oh,
But
I'm so sorry to
but
hear that.
they've made advances in the treatments for it, and they've, so I find those people to be like attempting to solve problems. They're doing things. I think, like, for instance, like with Donald Trump when he was president, he was
Mhm.
looking at issues at the border. I currently don't see much acknowledgement from our current president, and that's the person that we really should be talking more about. And I do see a lot of Democrats get very upset about, you know, what Trump is, this, that, and not so much talking about like where Biden is, what Biden's doing, even what is happening amongst Biden's family. Some people are even just as blatant to say stuff like, oh, it doesn't matter because that's Hunter. Well, no, actually, it kind of does matter. And we all know it does matter.
Okay. Now, country, I've kind of let you kind of take me where you can, but I'm going to go back to where I got lost in what you were saying. So I believe the problem you said Trump fixed or solved or attempted to solve was the border, right?
I said that when you look at people that you consider problem solvers, it's not that they actually, all of them fix the problem, but they make attempts at doing it. Like,
Okay,
and I use
okay.
the example of people that work in the industry,
Wait a second. Can we
for
get back to
medical, for cancer and all that research.
That's a great one, but that's what doctors do. Donald Trump's not a doctor, but he could make possibly when he was president. I think he did maybe allow
Didn't he really
something.
push out for the vax, or no? Am I confused?
Well, Operation Warp Speed, yes, I'll give him credit
Oh,
for that.
okay, thanks.
But did you get vaccinated?
Did I? No, and I don't think,
Oh, so
is
listen,
that a
okay.
problem?
Well, you gave him points for a vaccine, but then you didn't
But
take
that's my
it. That
body and
is,
my choice.
but so then you're not giving him points for
Yes,
that.
I am, because my grandmother and
Well,
all those people, the older people in my life, I would personally suggest those types of people that need it for, absolutely.
but you can see why some people might find
And but
that to be.
I would see why some people like myself that don't just, you know, do that. I'm very careful about what I allow for vaccines. I even was that way with like even my children. So
Okay, but you can see it smells a little like there's some hypocrisy in there.
no,
That's
and
just
I'm
my
the same way
opinion.
with my body, my choice. I am very appalled when I see, like, with Republicans with the rights for abortion.
Wait. But
So,
you're a Trump
but at
supporter.
the end of the day,
I see you, swerving.
I'm going to
Wait a
say
second.
I
So
am
you
going,
support
but
Donald Trump?
listen, at the end of the day, I am going to support the sign of rather save a life, because there are ways of precautions that you
Okay.
don't have to get into. And I do believe that it's not just there's a gray area in there that needs to be talked about and discussed.
Okay.
Like
So
there's there's
Courtney,
there's
okay.
there's
I
bans
get
that
it.
can be
I
on
get
it.
it. I get it. Let's go back.
What did
Okay,
you
and then
what did
there's
you
some
call me?
people
I'm sorry, what did you call me?
country. I said
Oh,
Courtney, but
Courtney.
it's
I know
country.
everyone does that. I don't understand it.
Yeah. My bad. My
Which
bad.
is
That's how
fine.
humble I
And
am.
I just that
Right?
name, I don't know. I've never been fond of the name Courtney for some weird reason.
Well, I get it. I get it. But I appreciate this civil conversation. There's
Oh,
some
I do
people I know.
too. I do too.
There's some people
And
I
half
know
the
that want to
time,
talk to you. Huh?
half the time when I get, blocked or muted down below, I think it's your moderator because it always said
Yeah.
moderator.
Yeah. I know. It's not me. I don't do that. That's why we're on this
Personally,
live.
I would never have moderators. I never have moderators when I get into these
Okay.
chats.
Now, there's some people that want to check in with you, but before that, I want to go
Check
back to
in
this
with me. What
problem.
does that mean?
Talk to you.
Oh no, I'm
That's
not
all.
talking to anybody else but you.
Oh, okay.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I saw Rick down below. We were chatting a little bit, a couple of different times, and he's like, his first comment to me was, "Do you know that Donald Trump doesn't even like you?" Like,
Well, listen, I want to get back. Okay, country. I keep wanting to say Courtney.
that's okay. You can
I
call me
want to get
Courtney. It's
back to this
easier.
border. Okay, this border thing. All right. Donald Trump, you said he fixed the border issue.
No, I said he made attempts and started acknowledging the problem that was there, or even that Obama had while Obama was there. Because I think Obama even acknowledged the problem that was there. That was like the first time that I even started seeing and hearing about issues, to be
But
honest
my
with
main
you.
thing, remember, we started this conversation because it's about men who are crying about stuff that needs to get done, but they're not doing it.
Right. And I
That's kind
mean, like, would
and,
you, how
and
long did
even if
Obama have time in office?
wait a sec. I
Oh,
want to
okay.
just I
Sorry.
just want to talk about your Lord and Savior Donald Trump. That's all I want to talk about.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Now somebody in the comments said Trump is our savior. So if that's not apply, that doesn't apply to you. You can say Zeus, you're wrong. All right. But
No, I
I
know
want
who
to
my
know.
savior is. It's not Donald Trump. But if you want to
Okay.
make assumptions like that, do you know what the first letters of assumptions start with, right?
Okay. That's kind of funny.
It's not funny. It's
Let's get.
classic.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. All right.
I didn't. It's
So
not even mine.
the problem was the border needs. There was a problem at the border,
There
and
was.
Trump
Wait. There was or there is?
was
Oh, okay.
because Trump fixed it.
Oh, he did? I don't.
Yeah, right.
No,
Because
I
if he
never said
didn't
he
do it,
fixed it. I told you that I like problem solvers and he made attempts and he acknowledged it. And Obama has been. But I've seen my current president, it seems like he's walking away from it. I don't know. They circle him. Are they circling back or are they walking away? They walking it back or are they circling back?
Now, slow down.
Come on now. We all heard circle back. Circle back.
So we were agreeing that Donald Trump did not fix the border problem.
I said, no, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
So you admit there's currently a border problem?
No,
Wait.
I'm talking about you got a man that you said fixed. He found the problem.
No, I said that he found a problem, and with some problems, it's not always fixed, but you're at least attempting at fixing things.
But
he only had like 4 years. I mean, maybe if you gave him another 4 years like Obama had, he would have got some more done.
Country, you don't want.
Why didn't Obama get it fixed?
Country, you don't want somebody.
Why didn't Obama get it fixed? And now Biden's got 4 more years on, and he's like, where's he been? Where he been?
You don't want somebody almost paying you. You want somebody to pay you. Cut it, right? You don't want somebody to almost pay you. You want them to pay you.
Hey, can I just say something real quick about my gifts? Just real quick. So,
Go for it.
Okay. So I tried a challenge the other day. I've done challenges a few times, but my other day, my challenge was not successful. And as a problem solver, that is very upsetting, right? But so where I live, it's like, it's gotten colder at night. So my pool is like, it's freezing. So, I said, oh, it's not too bad of a day. It was warm. It was like 70. So I was like, I will go in the pool if, 2 of these gifts can be given. I'm not much of about getting gifts. I don't battle. I don't do any of that stuff really most of the time.
Right.
Okay, make it fast forward. Yeah. So I had the thing. I was telling people if you get these 2 gifts to me, Because I think when people are up here, most of them are just like trying to get the gifts for themselves or whatever. So I usually, every time I collect gifts, or if I'm just up what I'm doing, getting in my feelings or whatever, I like to donate my gifts. So all my gifts are going this time around. I've accumulated, I don't know what I'm at, like $10 and something right now. Not very much, but it's going to Tunnels to Tower, I believe it's what it's called, or Tower, something like that. It's the organization that helps vets get back into houses and all that. So thank you to who just gifted me. I appreciate it.
Okay, she's giving gifts to charity. All right, now can we get back to some things that men have done and actually solved problems men have identified and solved? All right. So let me ask you about this. Here's one. Passing a $1.2 trillion.
Oh wait, did you know what the Tunnels to Towers was before?
Huh?
Did you know what Tunnels to Towers was before?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No. But
Oh, okay.
I'll get to that, and then I gotta bring up somebody. Okay. Are you sure you don't want to talk to
Well,
someone?
yeah, no, not really.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Let's finish this exercise before you get up out
Well,
of
you're
here. All
going
right.
to another
So
topic now. Are you
no,
moving away from borders?
no. This is about men who found problems and fixed it. So there was a problem with infrastructure. In
Oh
this
wait, no,
country
I thought we were just going to be on borders.
No. You've already admitted Trump didn't do anything.
You
said he
I
tried,
didn't
but
say he didn't. I never said he didn't do anything. I said that he attempted and he brought acknowledgement to the border issue.
Did he fix it?
Well, you can't. How do you fix it in 4 years?
No. Yes
Has Biden?
Has he fixed it?
Yes,
is my question.
has Biden fixed it?
Okay, so earlier
You
said
asked me if Trump fixed it. Now I'm going to ask you, has Biden fixed it? We're going into an election campaign.
Can I?
Biden and Trump, has Biden fixed it? They both have equal time now as president. Who's fixed it?
You must know who Snuggles is. This gish galloping stuff you're doing
Come on
is wild.
now.
I want to
Who
ask you
fixed
another
it?
question, all right?
Who fixed it more?
We have an infrastructure problem, and there's this person that passed a $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package. What would you say about that? Would you say that that's a man that solved the problem?
I think that the infrastructure is
No. It was passed.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that, like,
So that's a man,
I still
right?
see, I still see trail, trains and stuff going off the trail, and I see, some issues with my roads locally, and
but in terms of in terms of points and scores, right? This is an accomplishment. This is in the history books. This can be verified that the Infrastructure Act was passed.
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
So when you say Biden isn't doing anything, how can you say that when we got an example of something?
Did those words come out of my mouth? Because I know you're one of those creators that record stuff. Can you record that where it says, I said Biden hasn't done anything?
I'm just listening. So you're saying Biden is doing things?
Well, of course he has to be doing things. I mean, he has people even that are there.
What would you say Biden has accomplished in his presidency so far? Could you please be honest with us about the things he's accomplished?
The infrastructure, I give him that.
Okay, what else?
That's all I got. Sorry, I don't need to. Why do I got to pull out things for that?
What about cutting childhood poverty in half through the American
and
Rescue
so
Plan?
what about? And you want to go through the list of some of the things Trump did?
Well, he got credit.
How about the First Step Act? What about that?
What about achieving
What about Trump's First Step Act?
That doesn't do anything.
That doesn't do anything?
No.
So then you don't acknowledge it?
No, because if he was such a good person or a good president, he would have got a second term.
Oh, okay. So that's what ranks you as president.
Most good presidents get 2 terms.
What is Biden's current ranking in the polls?
So I want to get back to. Do you know about?
No, I asked you a question.
Do you know about the CHIPS Act?
What is the current polling for your current president?
The polls are a lie, Sapphire. You know this. Now,
I know this. Don't tell me what I believe and know.
No, I know you know it.
You just made an assumption that all MAGA sit on a couch and eat potato chips.
I said there is a MAGA out there that sits on the couch and eats those potato chips.
There's probably a Democrat that does too.
No. All right, listen, Sapphire. I'm going to bring other people up.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave now, so you have a nice day. No, I got to go to the grocery store, and I'm not talking to some of your guests. No, thank you. Bye-bye.
Why? They want to
Oh,
hear
you don't
from
want to
you.
stay? Oh, she ran away. She didn't even know about the Veterans Pact Act. I thought she cared about veterans.
All right.
Zeus,
We
here's
all
what got me.
talk to him, Swerve.
They know everything that Donald Trump did. But what she didn't know, when you asked about border and stuff like that, what she didn't know was Biden actually got Mexico to give us $1.8 billion for the border security and additional border securities, additional attorneys, stuff like that. He also got Mexico to start deporting people in Mexico. From the time they show up in Mexico, they get caught, they get deported. She didn't know about that. She didn't know about Title VIII with the additional provisions that says if you get caught in this country illegally, you can't come back for 5 years. She didn't know anything about any of that. But Donald Trump is a problem solver. And he tried to solve a problem. He brought attention to it. She didn't know anything about what Joe Biden did, but she knows Donald Trump had eggs Benedict for breakfast this morning. That's what aggravates me about these individuals, because she wanted to sit here and, well, do you want to go over the list of things that Trump accomplished? And I'm gonna tell you something right now. The First Step Act, was it a good thing? Sure. Did it help the entire country? No, because I'm not a criminal, so it didn't do anything for me. And then I got into an argument yesterday with someone who was talking about the Senior Citizen Abuse Prevention Act. And I'm like, yeah, I don't need a policy to tell me I shouldn't be abusing senior citizens, right? But again, that's not the whole country, because not all of our country are senior citizens. What about the people who are coming of age? What about the people, the middle class? That didn't help any of us. I'm glad those senior citizens got some extra protection. It seemed like a good idea. Okay.
Right.
It's like when they bring up the Bible. I don't need a book to tell me to be a good person. I just don't. I don't need a book to tell me that I should believe in equality. I don't need a book to tell me that I shouldn't be banning educational rights for African American students. I don't need that book. And as I was just sitting there reading once again the 14 tenets of fascism, number 14 was elections. The fascists will come out and say that the elections were rigged against them when they lose. They were false. Now, who did that? Oh, it was Donald Trump. So he didn't solve any problems. All he did was create more problems for himself. And now he's got to go to a fraud trial next week. Okay. But he wants to run the country like a business. Your business was a fraud. So if your business was a fraud, you want to run the country like a fraud. That's what you're doing. So miss me with this whole Donald Trump was a problem solver. He didn't solve any problems.
Swerving. She's talking about the military.
Playing golf.
Mishi, I haven't heard from Mishi yet. Good morning, Mishi. Long time no see. How are you doing? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. She would have run when I came in anyway. Her and I have had words. Everything you just said, in addition to that, Biden did ask for additional funding at the border, and the Republicans recently denied him of that.
Yeah.
Which is an important piece. And then, we talk about, the strides he possibly made, right, with his Death Act, but now he's calling for the death penalty for drug dealers. So it completely goes against what he's, right, like what he was trying to say. In fact, I didn't realize this. In 120 years, he had the most amount of executions under his presidency. And he's now calling for, did you hear his speech where he said that shoplifters and looters should be shot on the way out, right? Okay, so he's calling for the shooting of everybody. So, and the unaliving of, looters. Okay, and we're talking about particular people here, right? He's going after the poorest of the poor. How about we start doing that for our racketeering and espionage and RICO and fraud and graping and sexual assault? Oh, wait. That would be a problem for him, wouldn't it?
It sure would. It sure would. Now, why did she leave the live when we were just trying to have an honest conversation with her? I don't get it. Don't Sapphire come back in the box. Listen, it's a Zeus
She
live,
doesn't
right? You
want to
don't
be
got to worry
challenged.
about.
She need groceries.
Oh, you're one of
That
those.
woman that you just had up, Zeus, was incredibly rude. She didn't want to hear anything you had to say, and every time you tried to answer one of her questions, she immediately cut you off. Like the
No, we're
typical,
not going to talk over you.
yeah, like the typical Republicans that they are. They just want to steamroll a conversation, and she has no clue.
Oh,
Did you know that Joe Biden has started up construction again on the border wall? I bet she didn't
hmm.
know that.
Oh.
I bet she didn't know that, but Joe Biden has done that.
I just wish she would have, gave Biden, the credit he deserves for fixing a lot of these problems that he's
It would
fixed
be
during his.
nice if they knew that the wall had a border since, I mean, the border wall had a budget since 2009. And that every
Hmm.
time you see Trump standing in front of that wall, it's Obama wall.
All right, now she's back. We must behave, and let's hear Sapphire out. Look, she's very brave to do this. Greetings, Sapphire.
Actually, just a comment to Mishi. I was in a live with her and T a while back, and I brought this up to their attention, Dark, about the border wall and them replay or putting in. I think it was like gaps or something. I'd been reading articles about it online, and they both were like, "Oh no, it's not happening." And there was actually, I believe it was like two California politicians. I'm not sure which, ones they were now, but you can go back and look at it. And they were calling for impeachment on Joe Biden for that because of like continuing or wanting to continue with the wall.
Well, let's just say Biden's a moderate. So it's really funny when anyone ever says like he's a far left progressive. He is a moderate and he goes against his party often when it comes to, things like even fossil fuels, which he made a promise to progressive, which he didn't keep. So as far as the border is concerned, some of the gaps that you guys were seeing were for flooding. And I think you guys were confusing that a little bit.
I don't know. It was the Freedom Pass, so I'm not really sure about the demographics.
I want to ask
You said you like Trump because he saw problems, right? And you talked about the wall, but that wall's had a border since 2009. The majority of it was built by Obama, and he was called the deporter in chief for a reason. So to say that liberals are soft on border control is an absolute fallacy, especially since the last president to give amnesty to 3.1 million people was Ronald Reagan.
Zeus, didn't I actually acknowledge Obama? And I said Obama and Trump were both coming in about the border. I did mention Obama.
But can I ask this
and I do
question?
know, Andy, that they called Obama that.
But Biden is as well. Biden is working really hard on the border.
Hold on.
Michi, I've seen the numbers come out.
Yes, more apprehensions, more fentanyl seized. He asked for more money. The Republicans denied it. He's trying to address systemic issues in the countries where they're coming from to try to even stop them from coming.
Right.
The phones that he's trying to do is trying to make appointments before you even make that trek, which we know is dangerous, which can result in human trafficking, death, etc. So before they even make that, let's make sure that they qualify for asylum. Our asylum laws have not changed under Trump, Obama, any of them. So we allow people to seek asylum in our country.
Now, I want to ask a question of country. Because country, you said Biden wasn't doing anything.
I never said that. I never said that.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Well, don't say things I didn't say, and I won't cut you off. But I never said that because I even agreed with the host. I even agreed with the host about infrastructure. No, excuse me. Don't say things I didn't say.
Excuse me.
Set this order. Listen.
Zeus called for order. I didn't cut her off. I let her speak.
Don't say things I didn't say then.
Be quiet, please.
This is why I don't get in these chats.
Then leave.
I get it, but please let him get his question out. Just let it roll off your back like I do.
You said your exact words, and I quote, I haven't seen Biden doing anything. Okay? End quote. And then I wanted to come up and say, hey, did you know Biden secured $1.8 billion from Mexico for additional border securities, attorneys, to help the United States pay for judges, to help the United States pay for overtime for our Border Patrol agents. Okay. Did you know that Joe Biden has started up construction again on the border wall? Okay, but the fact that you sit here and you say that Donald Trump is a problem solver, man couldn't even run his own business. That's why he's been charged with fraud and has had his business licenses stripped from him in New York. But he was a problem solver. And all these things that Joe Biden has done, we never got one dime from Mexico under the Donald Trump administration to pay for that wall. So he declared a state of emergency and then took $15 billion from the military, which they always claim to love. He's a man for the people. But if you look at some of the policies that he was trying to get passed, it was to dissolve a bunch of unions. And then he's still running around the country talking about he won the election because it was rigged. That is fascism. That is fascism. And Mishi and I'm sorry, I can't read Andy. If I'm Mishi, Andy, if I'm wrong about that type of fascism, please speak up and let me know. But this man is sitting there lying about the election. It was rigged against him. He's got all the evidence that he will never show. That is fascism. And you're supporting a fascist. That's what you're doing. And I'm so aggravated. Okay, I'm going to go back on mute. Thank you,
That's
Zeus.
good. Now that's good, but now Sapphire, you've heard all this wonderful feedback, and a lot of it I agree with. Are you willing to change your tune a little bit, considering this new information? Because this is our first time talking, and I believe you have a good heart somewhere deep down inside. I think there's a decent human being there.
Do I get to talk now?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know for sure. I just wanted to clarify. So, host, first question to answer Dark's question down below. Did I or did I not agree with you about the infrastructure?
I don't recall you agreeing that President Biden. Well, you agreed
You
that
brought
he
it
did
up,
accomplish
and I
that,
said,
and that was the point. Yeah, but the other stuff you were
I
giving
said,
me a hard time.
but I said it didn't filter out to me. I mean, technically, like I still see certain areas that infrastructure bill didn't.
Well, it takes a minute to start build.
Wow, I
It takes
can't
more
even
than a minute
talk.
to build.
So I'm like talking, and then now Andy gets to chime
Because
in.
my mic was off. I was doing talk to
Andy,
text. I'm sorry.
Andy, let it talk, please. I just want to, But that goes with the First Step Act, right? That didn't impact me, but we'll give Trump the points.
Well,
but let's go.
But that's again another issue where, like, even if it doesn't necessarily impact you, as if you just said to me, I think there's somewhere deep down inside you that's a nice person, it's a good person. So even if something doesn't affect me, where it's going to help someone else or other people, that gives me, a good feeling. No. And then with the response to that, I didn't bring up about the border and issue. I think when I first got on here, I responded to Mishi that in a live in the past, her and I and T talked about, and they didn't even want to acknowledge it, that there was these spots that Biden was putting in for the wall. And I was literally giving credit where credit was due even back then. So tell me that I'm wrong.
Oh, well, I'll let Mishi respond to that because you said that you did give Biden credit. Mishi,
yeah.
Do you know about this?
Putting the wall up, I agree. Keep putting it up, Biden.
Okay. I just don't think that, including you, give Biden credit for what he is trying to do at the border. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. It must be because she's in the car or something.
Yeah. I think
my husband's driving.
Your Wi-Fi's almost up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just don't think that Republicans in general, and I was a Republican, you know that, give Biden enough credit for what he is trying to accomplish at the wall. I mean, it's just open border, which it can't be open border when we're seizing more fentanyl, we're apprehending more people, we're sending more people back. Do we have more people coming to our borders? Absolutely. But again, we have policies on asylum and the ability to seek were the same under Trump, that were the same under Biden, and that hasn't changed. So what more can he do? He asked for more money, and the Republicans shot it down to get more agents down to the border.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to it. If I had the answer, they'd probably hire me.
Oh, okay.
And then
I know
Well,
the
Republicans
okay.
answer.
said Trump he said Trump needs more than 4 years to fix the border. Listen, this has been going on in our country under Republicans and Democrats. The border
You don't need to tell me
has
that.
been an issue. Okay, it's been an issue for both parties, and they both are trying to address it. One in a more humanitarian approach. I mean, DeSantis wants to just start pew-pewing people, separating people at the border, putting things in the water that can unalive people and harm children. So one's a more humanitarian approach than the other, but they're both trying to address it in their own ways.
So we got that. We got the border thing under control.
Is overcrowding New York City the best way to fix it?
Well, technically, the best way to fix it would be to start arresting people that hire them undocumented, which is primarily Republicans. Otherwise, Dr. Oz wouldn't have the biggest ICE case in U.S. history.
I didn't know about that.
Oh. So Sapphire, I think where we're at right
No,
now
I'm
is
love information. I'm not in Pennsylvania, so he doesn't technically affect me. But that's good information to
He
bring to the
does.
table, Andy.
He's part of your
And it
border
was
problem
discovered.
wall.
And it was discovered.
Yeah, no, and you know what? People like this need to be exposed, like Menendez. You know the bribery there, man.
wait. Don't go that route. Let's stick to because if you bring up Menendez, we got to talk about Santos,
Oh
right?
yeah,
And I
let's
don't
talk
want
about him because I get them all. Let's get them all.
And let's, well, if we're going to do that, let's talk about the 1,500 undocumented migrants that were working for Donald Trump at his properties. Let's talk about them.
Hey, let's talk about them.
But he's a problem solver, right?
Hey, did you guys vote for people that are related to people that have made crimes? You did. You did. If you voted for Biden.
Not
Because
knowing
the last I checked, Hunter just got indicted. So there's that.
So what? Donald Trump and his son.
So you guys are admitting that you guys
Donald
were okay
Trump
with
and
certain people
Donald Trump-
creating crimes, but not
Donald
others?
Trump and his sons just had
So
their
why is
business
it okay for
licenses
Menendez but
stripped.
not Santos? Come on now, make it make sense.
Country,
Donald
why was
Trump
it
and
okay
his
for
sons
Ivana to get all those patents from
wanna talk
China?
about Hunter Biden.
Was it?
Donald Trump and his
Did she
sons
get
just
did
had
she
their
get
business
charged with
licenses
anything?
stripped in New York.
we got to do one at a time.
Donald Trump.
There's no moderator.
Donald
There's
Trump.
no moderator here. This is the Zeus Kingdom. Gloves off.
Donald
No
Trump
mods
and
in
his
here.
sons just had their
yeah.
business licenses stripped in New York. Just had them stripped
Okay.
because of the fraud, the amount of fraud
Okay.
that they not only defrauded the American public when it came to taxes, they defrauded banks, they defrauded insurance companies, and they defrauded the state of New York out of taxes. So
Do you have
they
a source on that
three
so I
of
can
them,
read it?
all three of them had their business licenses stripped.
Do you have a
There's a
source?
court case.
Where do you have it? Can you cite it?
Can I cite what?
The court case that says this all. So I
They're
can read
going
about
to
it.
court next. They're going to court next week. Are you
So-
kidding me?
So have they been proven guilty?
Trial starts tomorrow.
Yeah, the judge.
Yes,
the
he's
judge.
been
That's
brought
why the judge stripped their licenses. From
Okay, so
them.
can you give me the court case, the docket number?
Oh my God, are you freaking kidding me? So you want me to get you a doc?
State of New
Okay,
York.
fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just
fine.
like want to look it up
Because
myself so I could read it.
Again, you don't
What's
know
the problem
anything.
with giving out
You
information?
No, this ain't.
I'm not
this
gonna
ain't the
I'm not gonna
problem.
believe everybody just because they say it out of their own mouth.
You don't want, even if I give you the docket number, you don't want to know about it because
What
your
if I'm
Lord and
asking for the
Savior-
docket number? How does that
Okay,
mean I don't
shut
want to
up.
know about it? Make it make sense. Come on,
Just
stop
shut
it.
up.
Bring the temperature
No,
down.
I won't shut up.
Give me the give me
Freedom
a
of
docket
speech.
number.
If you're gonna ask me
Give
something,
me
tell me
a
something. I
docket
want to know
number
about
on
it.
Joe Biden for anything. Give me a
Swerve,
docket
Stop
number.
it.
Swerve,
Stop.
Sapphire, swerve.
Give me
Sapphire.
a docket number
gotta
for
bring
Joe
the
Biden on
temperature
anything.
down.
Sorry.
I want to hear from Mishi.
Go ahead,
And listen,
Michi. I'm
these people
sorry.
these folks want to hear, but they can't hear folks yelling, all right? You know how we do. Don't make me get the mods. I'll bring the mods back into the live.
Yeah, block me. Go
and
ahead.
they'll-
Go out there.
All right, I'll bring the mods back if we
You
can't
will.
have a civil conversation. I have
But
some
I
of the
just,
best
but
mods.
seriously, Zeus, I asked. Oh, I just want to read it. I haven't seen it. I want to read.
Okay. Now, Mishi, now Swerve heard you. I've heard you, but I just want to say this, Sapphire. What Swerve said is true. All right, Mishi.
Okay, so first of all, it's been everywhere on the news, so I'm not sure where you've missed out on that. But yes, if you just want to look up State of New York versus Trump fraud, you will find that. I'm surprised you haven't even seen this in memes and him talking about Mar-a-Lago. He deflated his assets when he needed to, and then he overstated his assets.
Oh, yeah, I did see about that. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. I did see about that.
Yeah.
The overflating of the assets. Okay.
So he was found guilty by the judge, and each of his lawyers was charged $7,500. Okay, in this case, it's going to trial, and he is most likely, the judge hasn't said this yet, going to have to dissolve his businesses in New York. Okay, he's also going to have to pay like $250 million. Okay, for fraud. This is happening. In addition to that, two more things I want to bring up. One, your First Steps Act, again, null and void. Okay. Null and void, because when Trump gets into office, he's already said that he wants the death penalty for people who deal drugs. So that particular woman that he's like, look what I did, I saved her, would now be up for the death penalty. Okay, so that's a big negative. I mean, if you're for the First Step Act, then you shouldn't be for death penalty for people who deal drugs. And as far as Menendez is concerned, and I only want to bring this to light because I don't give a shit about him. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about any politician who breaks the law.
He was on the Foreign Relations Committee.
No, I'm saying I don't care. There's other
And taking
Democrats.
bribery money.
Democrats are calling. Let me finish what I'm saying. Democrats are calling for his resignation. If he's found guilty, I say out. See ya. Send him to prison. I don't care. They work for me. They work for me. Okay, so I don't understand why you, as a Trumpist, can't have the same. I mean, fraud. He's found guilty on fraud. He was found guilty on sexual assault in the courts by a jury of his peers.
Actually.
This is not weaponization.
Come on, Sapphire, let Mishi get it out. We are trying to have a nice civil conversation. I don't want to.
I'm just amazed by it. Like, I'm just amazed by the information that some of the people can say, and they just like I've said less than what these people have said.
Finish what she was saying.
No, she won't.
I did the mute. I did the mute. Listen, I did the mute. All right, now Sapphire, cut it out. All right.
The reason why is because right now I'm getting to her. Okay, and. So yes, I don't care if it was criminal or what it was. The judge said that he committed sexual assault and rape against E.J. Carroll. Period. The end. Okay. He also was found guilty of fraud in New York. This isn't the first time, Trump University, but this is much more. He's in bigger trouble for this. Okay. On top of that, he just already had his first person turn on him for RICO, saying that yes, and he's cooperating with Fani and saying, yes, we did try to overturn the government. And I was a part of that. He's the first, and I guarantee you more will follow. At some point, do you sit there and go, yeah, probably not a good president, but you're worried about Menendez. I get it. But not Donald Trump? Come on.
Two of New Hampshire's major cities, Manchester and Nassau, saw a spike in opioid-related deaths at the end of 2022.
What I just said.
January, a 41%, 37% increase respectively. Likely other states have historically struggled with the health crisis. Why are you talking over me? I thought you were done.
Because you didn't respond to what I said about
Yeah, I am. I'm going to respond. I'm reading a statistic right now. Can I talk?
Those basically come from doctors, sweetie.
Mute.
Mishi just gave you some
information.
Right,
and I'm giving back some information because I'm reading an article right here. I'm addressing. Yeah, I am.
Before you go
Trump wants
the
I don't unalive because I thought you couldn't say that word. I don't know what word you can.
Zeus, can I have the big screen for a moment?
Trump wants the unalive penalty for drug dealers. Here's why that probably won't happen. But if you go on to read about it, the reasons that they do put it forward is because of the spikes in the opioid, right? And other things, blah, 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 whatever. So with that being said, I don't know if Mishi's aware, but our politicians here in New York, Gillibrand, Schumer, are pushing for some like stronger laws themselves. actually stronger than some of even that are down closer to the border. So I found that quite interesting. I'm trying to find the article that relates to Gillibrand and Schumer's push for it. But it's somewhere around here. But yeah, no,
Patrick, can I ask you a
but
question?
that's a huge spike.
Okay.
41,
And that's
37%
all.
increase, you know, that's
That's
huge.
Patrick, can I ask you a
So I
question?
think that there is always things out there that like we do have to wonder if they're good deterrents or bad deterrents, but at the end of the day, if this is what he's campaigning on, I don't know if we can say that that's terrible. Why is that bad? Like,
Because it's against our
you shouldn't
civil
be
rights and
selling.
liberties. We are entitled to a judge and jury of our peers, not someone who is going to be all three and has
The
already said he was
overriding
going to go after
penalty
his
is in
political
many
candidates.
states for other
Let
things.
Mishi respond, and then I'm gonna put swerving on the big screen. Oh, okay.
How do you
Yeah,
pick?
there we go.
I just want to understand, how do you pick and choose where that penalty comes into effect? Yes, we
Everybody
understand that.
deserves their day in
I do
court.
know about it. I do know about it. It was my mistake. I didn't know the exact what you were referring to for the court case, but it's in New York, so I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
Swerve, show us the docket number real quick. I don't see the docket number.
But if anybody goes to look back, I just want everybody to know there was actually a judge removed. The head court judge, I think,
Can
or
you
something,
stop
was
talking, please? There's the docket number that you were screaming about. It is right there.
All right.
There is the name of the judge.
Okay.
And then right underneath that is The People of the State of New York by Letitia James, Attorney General of the State of New York, against all of these people: Donald J. Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Alan Weisselberg, Jeffrey McConney, the Donald J. Trump Revocable Trust, the Trump Organization, Trump Organization LLC, DJT Holdings LLC, DJT Holdings Manager, member Trump Endeavor. So here we have, this is the docket number that you were screaming about because you said you hadn't heard of it. Then when Mishi brought it up and said, well, this is where the fraud comes in, after I had already said this was a fraud case, okay, when Mishi brought it up, you were like, oh, yeah, I have heard about that. So here is the docket number. But you know what I find funny? You all think Joe Biden is guilty of something. You think Hunter Biden is guilty of something. I can find docket numbers on Hunter Biden. What I can't find is a docket number on Joe Biden.
Right.
That's what we can't find.
Right.
So our president is not guilty of anything as far as the law is concerned.
Tell him. All right.
He's just not.
Can you indict
So
a sitting president?
I'm just tired of this.
It's
Excuse
Mishi's
me,
turn
please.
next.
You could indict a sitting president? I didn't know that.
It's Mishi's turn next, please.
So
Okay.
Zeus,
So
listen,
first of
Mishi,
all-
I don't
I'm
mean to
actually
cut
getting
you off,
tired of this.
Mishi. I'm
sure you are.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop
Oh, I'm
down.
sure you are.
Mishi, I'm sorry to cut you off. I am gonna go ahead and drop down.
You're
I gotta
not
take
driving,
the
are you,
bus out
Mishi?
and,
No, my husband is.
and take
Oh.
care of some other business. So Mishi, always a pleasure.
He should
hearing
make
from
sure
you.
he keeps the eyes on the road.
Hey, can I finish what I'm saying? Jesus Christ.
My
You
car
are
self-drives.
No form at all.
Oh,
How old are you? 10?
so nice. No, I actually am not. I
And
wish.
you still can't be quiet.
Oh my God.
And if you don't
Wow.
like that, I'm sorry if you don't like that, but I gave you all the respect.
Oh,
And
really?
when I was
You
jumping
did?
over you, I apologize
No,
for
you
it.
didn't. You didn't.
And there,
So
you
no,
go
you get
again.
what you give.
You just can't shut up.
You get what you give.
Oh my
You just can't
God.
shut up. I didn't cut you off,
my
did
Yeah,
I?
you did actually,
Let's-
and so did
No, I
let's get
Mishi,
back
and
to
so
the-
did it,
let's get
Mishi,
back to
and
the
so did it,
show.
Mishi.
Let's get back to the
and
show.
And if I did that, I apologize. You just keep jumping in and cutting everybody off because you don't know how to control yourself. You're a 10-year-old child.
I'm not going to sit here and let somebody sit here and scold me like you're my mother or father. No, thank you.
Oh,
No,
if
thank
I
you.
was your mother or father,
If you're not
you wouldn't
happy
be
here,
acting
you
like
can
this.
leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you.
All right. So, Mishi, what do you got?
Okay. So you know, immediately you went to this whole idea that
Can you play that
New
again so I
New
get that sound?
the New York judge
Set it out.
be partial, right? He has to be because he's in New York. He still has to work within the confines of the law, okay? He can't just find Trump guilty without evidence, okay? So that's a really ridiculous statement. Also, I want to say, I just said all the things that Donald Trump is in trouble for, and you refused to address what I said. Instead, you switched to the opioid crisis in New Hampshire, which, by the way, they're trying desperately to fix. But you know, and by the way, the governor there is a Republican. So what are we gonna do? Just death penalty for all people who deal drugs? That's going to end the crisis. We're not going to address systemic issues. But I do want you to address the fact that Trump has been found guilty of fraud. Trump has been found liable. That means he did rape and sexually assault E.J. Carroll. In addition to that, he's up against a lot of other charges, all collaborated by other Republicans, including this recent RICO charge, where already one of his co-defendants is testifying against him. All Republicans. So I'm not sure how this can be a witch hunt. Lastly, you said you can't indict a sitting president. That is correct. And that is why they had to wait until after Trump left office to start doing all of this work. And that's why it took time. Had he decided not to run for office again in 2024, he would still be facing all these indictments.
Now, there you have it, Sapphire. Do you have any more questions for us? All right, because there's a lot of other people that I want to make
I
sure I
have
check
one
in
for
with.
her.
All right.
No, actually, I just want to respond to
You
that. Actually,
said earlier
no,
that
I
you
get
were
to
against abortion,
I
right,
get to respond to
country?
Mishi, don't I?
Let her respond, Andy.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I have never said that he shouldn't have to face, like, I don't believe that people that are charged are necessarily always guilty. I just still believe in due process and the right to a fair trial. That's what I said. And then also I mentioned Mr. Menendez, and you were like, I don't want to go there. And if we go there, we'll have to go to Santos. And I actually have been saying all along across the board, like, yeah, let's do it all. Like, if you're going to do it all. That's what I actually said.
You're going to vote for a man, but you're going to vote for a man who has been found guilty of fraud and sexual assault and greed. So I don't know. So which one is it? If we're going to do it all, I don't care. Get rid of any politician who has done things fraudulent. I don't think anybody who's raped somebody should be a leader and found guilty of that or found liable of that. You're going to continue to vote for Trump. You've said that. Okay, but despite the fact that you know,
why are you so upset by my vote?
I'm upset. I'm upset for it because you're harming people, as my daughter said.
Right, and I feel like there's people on the other side that are doing the same thing because of values that are mine that are being stripped.
You're essentially saying that any woman, like.
Now we're having a child involved in this conversation.
If you're voting for a man who's raped a woman,
no, thank you. I don't want to have a conversation with a child. I didn't agree with that.
She's not a child.
22-year-old who has graduated from UPenn, where Trump went. So I would like to not be referred to as a child.
No, thank you. If you get on your own account, then if you want to talk to me.
Let me ask you this one question, because you brought up abortion. I just want to ask you this one question. How can you be okay with letting women in red states pass
You should
away?
be happy I actually said you were younger looking.
Cut it out, Sapphire. Low blows don't count as points in this kingdom. Cut it out.
What's wrong with saying you look young?
I'm serious. You said your vote counts. Why are you voting for women to pass away in red state?
What is that? That's a little bit. That's a little bit taking it out of context, I think. Myself.
No, women who have miscarriages in states that have complete bans are in danger because doctors don't want to help them because they'll get 99 years in prison.
Well, I don't know. Maybe make better judgments before you.
Also, Courtney, Country, when you vote
Stop a miscarriage, Courtney? I mean, Country, that's amazing. I don't know any woman that can stop a miscarriage.
You know, like I said, I haven't seen this statistic, so I would like you to show it to me.
Alabama mortality rate for women and the infant mortality rate. You'll be quite shocked at what you're contributing to.
Maternal
So you're saying that because they have a miscarriage is because they can't have an abortion?
Sapphire, let Mishi respond, and then I want to greet our two new panelists. All right?
I'm leaving in like 5 minutes.
What
Okay,
my highly intelligent daughter who graduated summa cum laude from Penn was trying to say to you was that when you vote in a president who has been found liable for sexual assault and rape, you're saying to every single woman in the United States who has also been a victim of sexual assault and rape that any man, woman, binary, that you don't matter. You don't matter. That's what you're doing.
What about Tara Reid?
wow.
Tara Reid, he was never found liable, and she was
so
she lives in Russia.
her talking.
There was no court. There was no trial.
What about the other people, Mishi? It wasn't just Tara Reid. It wasn't just Tara Reid, Mishi, and you know it.
She ran away to Russia.
There's been other women, Mishi, and you know it.
We got Miss Morningstar.
You know there's been other women, Mishi. So if you want to sit there and use that card, then bring up all the other women. Some of them are actually politicians, everybody. Yeah, no.
If Biden had been found liable, I would say the same thing.
Okay.
If Biden had been found liable for sexual assault,
yeah, we know what happens when people go against Biden.
What?
Okay, no, we don't. No, we don't, Sapphire. Cut it out. Now, listen, we got a new panelist, 2 new panelists. Miss Morningstar, welcome. All right, Mishi, thank you so much. Miss Morningstar, welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you, Zeus.
You're absolutely welcome. Miss Morningstar, are you there? All right. We're getting to the bottom of a lot of these lies that are floating around in MAGA. Miss Morningstar, are you there? Can you hear us? If not, we'll move on to our next panelist. All right. Capricorn, are you there?
Who's Lucy Flores?
Capricorn,
Amy
are you there?
Lapos.
Yes, can you hear me?
DJ Hill.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Caitlin Caruso. Sophie, I can't say the last name. Sophie.
Well, no. Let's Capricorn, good morning. How are you doing?
Good. Good morning to you. I'm doing good. Good.
All right. Are you enjoying the show this morning?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. I actually, I said 5 minutes, but I'm out. So
Country, you did a good
Answer my
job
question.
again.
I don't really have to answer anyone's
Can
questions.
anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Glad you're okay with letting women pass away.
A country.
And I just asked you, give me the statistic where you found it, and we'll go.
All right. So Capricorn,
why are all these people leaving?
Country. This is Capricorn. You did a great job. You against 4, and I applaud you. Kudos to that.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Because it's brutal. It's brutal in the kingdom with Zeus.
I don't care. I mean, people can sit up here and call me uneducated and everything.
No, you're not. You're definitely not at all. You were very
I'm
educated.
actually trying to become educated, and I'm getting harassed for trying to become educated.
That's what they do. That's what they do. When you give information, very informative information, they'll do that to you. So, yep.
And they call you a track star. Not one is called Mishi or the other one a track star.
No, never. They don't do that. It's all hypocrisy.
All right.
Where's the track star comments on them? Mishi, where's the track star comments?
Where did Mishi go? Where did Mishi go, Zeus?
And her
did
Penn
she have
Star
to go?
or Penn Star. Yeah, where's the Penn Star?
I want to introduce our next panelist, Facts Matter. Facts Matter.
Courtney, it's not Courtney. People are still calling me Courtney. You're in the chat. You can't even write it. It's country.
Sapphire.
Oh my!
But Zeus, I wanted to mention something though, not to court country anymore. I was going to actually bring up a point, but the other folks dropped. It seems like, but when they mention, but miscarriage is not an abortion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not.
All right, but we'll get into that.
It's not intentional. Oh no, somebody was talking about that a little bit
that's
ago.
what I was. Yeah,
because a miscarriage is unintentional. Miscarriage is unintentional. It happens before somebody intentionally unalived.
I don't care about this conversation, but I think it actually does fall under the umbrella.
Right.
So
Facts Matter. Thank you for pointing that out.
No, I just wanted to mention that to you. As part of my.
But a lot of women aren't even able to get health care for having miscarriages because of the way these laws are written. And I think that's the large
can I say one thing? Miscarriage happens without intentionally going in to require, like they want to do, and get an abort, like they want to go in unalive. They don't want to have. Right, but when miscarriage is happening on its own, so that is health. Like they can't help that they had a miscarriage. The baby, they
How
lost
do
the
you
baby.
define on its own? How are you defining it on its own? I mean, that's subjective, right? I mean,
What?
that's
My daughter had
there's a
it. My
lot of
one daughter
things,
had a miscarriage. The doctor took care,
but
and that wasn't considered an abortion though. She didn't unalive intentionally that baby. It died before its full term.
who said it wasn't considered an abortion?
It's not considered. It's just not considered an abortion. It's a miscarriage.
Who said that it's not?
Abortion literally
I
defined.
think he's asking
Abortion
which
is
one of you
literally
ladies is saying it.
no. I Capricorn. I'm saying that abortion is an intentionally unaliving the baby.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's
listen,
not what
just
that's not my
medically,
understanding of
it
it. But
falls under the same umbrella. It does.
Well, that's a medical coding. They love to put that coding in there like that for whatever reason.
Okay.
But
You know what I
yeah,
find
whatever.
interesting
hmm
is
that
on
facts
TikTok,
matter.
I see like 100% almost of conservatives. They're pro life. No way they're going to talk about abortion. No, that's not going to happen. But in private, in like Pew Research, etc., 49% of conservatives support Roe v. Wade, and 70+% of all Americans do. We the people, all that kind of good stuff. And like in Kansas, a very red state, when they were actually given the option to vote, they kept their abortion rights. So it's just strange that on TikTok,
Well,
all the conservatives are,
Go
ma'am,
ahead. Go
all the
ahead. Sorry.
conservatives
Sorry.
do not support abortion rights.
Okay.
Over.
Can I say Roe v. Wade never belonged up at the federal SCOTUS level? It never, ever, 52, whatever years ago, never belonged up there. It belonged down at the state anyway.
You say that so angrily. Why?
Because I can't get over people supporting and they're supporting the unaliving of precious little lives that belong. They need
No,
they
they're not.
like a life.
No. Actually, I'd like to give the
Excuse me.
dinosaurs another shot, to tell you the truth.
It's not what?
It's not murder. When you say abortion, it's not murder.
I said unaliving an innocent little life that deserves to be here on this earth, just as
No.
you or me, just as you or me are here.
What if
Just
a
as
little kid got raped and had to be forced to have a baby?
no, I mean that's essay. I'm not talking about essay. I'm not talking about
It
essay
doesn't
right now.
matter. It's a
I want to
Yeah,
know
but
why. I want to
we're
know
Oh
also
my
why.
goodness.
at one point we're really. I mean, let's be medically, accurate. We're talking about a clump of cells.
Okay, facts. I gotta ask a
Oh
question.
Lord.
Why was somebody like? And it's not always a clump of cells. It's so we know that we all.
Well, early. I mean,
Well, early, right? So then it gets into the conversation that there could be like as a Democrat, because I'm a Democrat. I have voted for Trump though. So you know that saying like Democrats for Trump.
wait a second. Wait a second. After you say that, I have to ask you a question.
So, but
Do you
no, I'm
brush
gonna
your teeth
no
and drink orange
facts. I
juice?
gotta ask you a question because earlier they
Yeah,
had the
but do you
discussion.
brush your
Wow,
teeth and drink orange juice?
listen. Can
Because
you
that's almost
just
the same thing
listen
you
for a
just said.
second? Mute. I asked him to mute.
All right. Go on.
So, so so with that being said, right? Earlier they were talking about Mishi was very upset over the campaigning that Trump is doing with the unaliving penalty for drug dealers. So
Wait a second. It's not just for drug dealers. He actually said it about freaking shoplifters.
okay, well
It is.
well she only mentioned the part about the robbing and stuff like that and how people should take care of it. So so get on to the narrow the part we were talking about. So where you look at that ending a life or the other ending a life, how do you decide which one is the one you can do it to? I want to
But
know
that
that
goes
with
back to the
Democrats.
old experiment. Like if I handed you
So
a
one
6 month.
oh, I'm sorry, I needed to finish this part. So one that has had many chances and has been showing that they're not a productive citizen over and over again, because that's usually who they are. So that's okay, but I just want to make it clear because I want to understand where you're coming from and your mindset. But one that's never had a chance or shown anything, no, don't even just get it done. Like that one.
I'm thinking if two carriages were headed towards a cliff, and one had a vial of embryos in it or fetuses, and one had an 8-month-old baby, and you could only save one. I'm kind of betting my money on you're going to save the 8-month-old.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how about this? How about
I know that's a good one, huh?
what about the vial of fetuses or the dealer that just made 3 or 4 people overdose?
Well, I don't like that, so I don't like people that sell dirty drugs. So again,
So which one are you going to save? Wait,
listen.
no, which
I
one are you
favor
going to
giving
save?
the fucking
Which one are you going to
dinosaurs
save,
another shot.
Fax? Which one are you going to save?
Well,
I'm
I would
confused
probably tend to
about
go
the
with the actual live
question.
person, but comically, yes, I'll let the guy that killed people. I'm not with him.
Okay.
I mean, he should spend the rest of his life in prison.
I just wanted to know what your
Sapphire, listen, do you believe women should have control over their reproductive freedom or not? That's all I need. I don't got time for all this in between stuff.
I think it depends on I don't I think it's a stage of life. It's a stage in life. I think that there's options out there that it needs to be done at a
All right,
sooner
but wait
time.
a second. You're a conservative, yes? Oh no, you said you're a Democrat.
I'm a
What,
Democrat.
what are
She said
you?
she's a Democrat, but she voted for Trump,
So
and I got to
you're a
push
MAGA.
back on that. No, no real Democrat would do that,
No real
Sapphire. That's
Democrat
a
would do that.
very
No, of course not.
joke.
So
No
conservatives,
real? What
aren't
is
you
the
guys
definition
for?
of real then to you all?
Well, aren't you guys for we the people?
Trump got dictatorship. Trump
So
Wait a
is
what
second.
real
Don't you?
real
Wait a
person? I'm
second.
not real? You're telling me I'm not real?
I'm not. I'm asking you. No, I didn't
So
say
I'm
that.
not real. Now you just told
I
me I'm
didn't say
not
you're not
a
real.
real.
real
I
Democrat,
did.
he said,
I
not a
did
real
not say you're not
What
real.
makes you
Democrat.
what makes you so you don't think that you yourself Fax and Zeus have said this not for party lines that doesn't mean you agree on every single thing that the
A
party
real Democrat is not voting
Oh, a
for
real
Yeah,
Trump.
why do
Democrat.
you vote for Trump?
Yeah,
Why?
no, no. If you're voting for
stop
Trump, no, you're
it.
not a real
There's
Democrat.
people that are
No.
in the Democratic Party that aren't even still approving of Obama or Biden. Stop
No,
it,
once
y'all.
you went over to the dark side, babe. Sorry,
Yeah,
we were taking
exactly.
your Democrat
That's
card.
the worst. That's the worst lie you've told today, Sapphire. Seriously,
So
and I'm
Gabby
being
wasn't
real
isn't a
nice.
real Democrat either because
No,
she left the
no,
party.
she's a wannabe X-Men character.
Hmm.
Thank you, thank you. We got to clear up these lies, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that lie was circulating out there, Sapphire. Thank you for bringing that to
And
my
while
attention.
you're taking her out, you can take cinema.
What? Who?
Cinema. She can
Yeah.
check out too.
Wow,
Wow.
that's not a very nice way to say it, Fax.
What,
No,
what do
no,
you
no.
mean?
Listen, we
What are
used
you
to be
talking
kinder
about?
to MAGA. We
We're
used to be
talking
a lot kinder to
politically.
MAGA, but the
Well, I
times
hope
are hard.
so, but you never know these days. Sorry.
Well, yes, you do, because I'm a Democrat.
No, that don't
Yeah.
mean nothing. I'm sorry. No.
Really? All right. So
Yeah,
in the last 6 months, how many political violence acts have Democrats committed?
I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff. Do you?
Okay. Well, how
You
many have
don't know.
how many have
Do
Republicans?
you? Do you? Do you have it? Do you know the number? Give it to me.
None,
Why are you
as far as the
asking
Democrats
stupid
concerned.
questions, country?
Really?
There's like four that I can name right
So
off
you,
the top of my head that are
so you know
Republican.
everything. You know everything about the Menendez case, huh?
That lady right there.
Oh,
Oh, Menendez.
we
Who
are
you?
Sapphire, if
not
you
You
even
wait
said
till after
talking
Senator
about
MAGA,
that right
Menendez.
now,
So
Hey,
he's on
country.
the
Sapphire,
Foreign
Why
please.
are you
Relations
changing
Committee
the
and taking
subject?
right.
bribery, or that's
And
what
I
he's been
hope he goes to
accused of.
prison.
And that's what he's been accused of. But you don't know if
Sapphire,
that's hurt anyone.
I hope he goes to
Sapphire,
prison.
let's be honest.
You just said
Sapphire,
that no
let's be
Democrats have
honest.
done anything that have hurt
No,
anybody.
no, 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 no,
Come
That's
Sapphire.
not what
This
on.
I
is how
said.
I know that
Get
you're a
her out
Democrat.
of here.
This is
She's
my
Who
getting
test,
said
drunk.
that?
Sapphire, to
Venus?
tell if you are. Listen,
Tell her,
Sapphire, hold on.
Venus.
Well, you're trying to put strange
Hey,
Did
words in my
Venus?
mouth.
Megan.
I never
Did
that I
Venus
never
tell me
was.
to leave?
Here, Sapphire, shut up for
Bye,
a minute.
bitch.
No, I won't shut up.
Yes,
All
shut
Hey,
up.
right,
yes,
Because
Just
shut
you're
because
up.
putting
you tell
words
me
in
to
my
shut
mouth.
up, I'll even talk more if you
Shut
tell me to
up.
shut up.
Mute her.
Shut up, country.
She's so
Let
annoying.
somebody else talk with some
It ain't
sense.
your universe, Venus.
Well,
It
here's the
ain't
thing, though.
yours
You just
either,
said I said
country.
something that I absolutely did not. As far as I'm concerned, it seems pretty obvious from the evidence the FBI has presented that Mendez is guilty, and lock him the fuck up.
Thank
Oh
you.
my
That's
God, that
it,
lie was
too.
In
Oh,
fact,
circulating.
in Congress, the only ones that are
TR
calling for
thinks
him to
I have
be
an anonymous account with
removed from
zero
office are
content
Democrats. The
because I'm on
Republicans,
private
none of
TR.
the stop talking.
Shut up,
None of the
country.
Republicans are asking for his removal. Kind of
Hey,
says what
Fax.
time it is, doesn't it?
$12,000
Fax.
followers.
Hey, Fax.
Yeah.
Do you put this much energy into at all
Thank you, country.
into the Biden Hunter all those things? I know they're all protected right
Oh
now.
my
There's nothing going to
God.
happen to them. But do you put the same energy into them, even though and that
Sure.
could be we're all
Of course I do.
we're all Americans. We all want to
Okay, I just
survive
answered your
here.
question. Of course I do.
No, you don't, because you know you don't.
Because there's no
How
evidence
can you
against
say
Joe
that?
Tell him
Biden.
that.
Have you
There's
ever
no
even
evidence.
ever spoken to me?
I can tell by your answers and the way you're speaking, and you're
No,
responding. I can
that's
tell
not an
you do not.
assessment.
No, I
No,
do
that's not an
not.
assessment. You have to actually
No, I
ask me a
haven't heard one
question.
bit of energy from you from all sides. It's all strictly one-sided, as it usually is anyway on these panels. But
How many
it's always
subjects am
one
I
side.
supposed to talk about at one time?
Right,
Keep
we
the
trying to
energy
get you
even. Keep the
folks to
energy even.
focus.
Share that we're all concerned about America right now. We're all screwed. These
Yeah,
all
but we're
Republicans,
Well,
left and
not
right,
going to
left and right.
protect
We're all screwed.
Biden. We're
Well, I
screwed if
don't know why
Biden
you're
becomes
so
president.
excited. You're
Because they're
using
all
your
in each other's
excited voice.
pocket. They're all in each other's pocket. They cannot. None of them can
Do you
move.
have an
They're all in
indoor
each other's
voice?
pocket. Excuse me.
That's not true.
I haven't even. I just started to talk to you. I'm sorry, but
I
go
know, but do
ahead.
you have an indoor voice?
Well, you haven't stopped, but go ahead. You finish
Well, no, I'm not
answering.
saying you're talking too much.
Go
I'm
ahead.
just can you lower it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't tell if it's loud or not on my
It's
end.
not
I
loud,
apologize for that. I
Capricorn.
can't tell if
Okay.
It's not
So
loud,
anyway,
we're
Capricorn.
trying to, ladies. All right, listen. We're trying to have a conversation now. Have you gotten all that energy out? And can we get down to
Does our
business?
Yeah.
yeah. I
energy
mean, did you
intimidate?
watch the hearing?
I like my energy.
Did you watch the? Did you guys watch the inquiry hearing?
Which
The
one?
inquiry hearing
The
for
inquiry hearing. Did you watch it?
Biden.
Oh my God.
What
He's talking about Trump, not Biden.
Yeah. Again, about Trump. Here we are, always on Trump. Okay.
The
Yeah.
fact that you don't even know what I'm talking about is bizarre. No, it's not about Trump.
Oh, Mendez. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Republican inquiry hearing into the
Oh,
Bidens.
gotcha.
That's what
They
I
had
just
to
said.
have.
Yeah,
The
that's
Biden
what
inquiry.
Capricorn said.
That's what I just said. Again,
The one
yeah, for
above
Biden.
you, Fax, is
Did
the
you
one that
watch
said
it?
Trump.
I'm sorry. Got confused.
I said not
My
Trump.
bad.
It's a Biden thing.
Mm-hmm.
So did you
Listening to
watch
it.
the inquiry hearing?
Oh
Yes or
yeah,
no?
I watched parts of it. Yes, I did. I watched parts of it. I watch
Did you watch the
everything.
parts of it that when the Republicans witnesses, all three said that there was no evidence linking anything to Joe Biden?
For now. For now. They're all in each other's
Wait,
pocket.
wait a second. Wait, did you miss the part where
They're
he says the
wasting the
Republicans
taxpayers' money.
witnesses?
They're wasting
The
taxpayers' money.
Republicans are pretty much call them all in each other's
Republicans are a bunch
pocket.
of
Yes.
I get a
idiots.
Hold on,
feeling
what
you were
happened?
still looking for Easter eggs 6 months after
No,
Easter.
not at all. Not at all.
Yes, it
No.
is. Well, then why would
Until you realize that we're all screwed right now. We need to clean house. The both sides are all in each other's pocket, and they're protected Biden. They're all afraid. They know
You know what?
exactly what's going
You know
down.
what? You might be right because you know what? When those 21 that voted with the Democrats to cancel the Republicans' bill, Lauren Boebert was one of those 21.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
How about,
awesome.
hey,
Yeah, she's
Fax,
awesome.
who are
She
those
voted with the
Democrats
Democrats to
Fax, who was those
tank the
Democrats that
Republican
voted
bill.
against that minimum wage?
What's that?
Who were those Democrats that voted against that minimum wage, Bill?
I have no idea. What bill are you talking about?
They tried to raise the minimum wage, and there was like 5 Democrats that were like, nope.
Well, yeah.
Why are you talking about that?
Why not? He was just talking about Republicans voting against.
President Biden.
You guys don't like hearing it.
Because she can't
President
focus.
Biden broke the law. He committed crimes, right? Is that
Oh,
what I'm
so
hearing?
you guys
talking
can
about Trump
bounce
again?
around, but nobody else can. I'm not a gummy bear like
But
you.
there's no evidence against Joe Biden.
A gummy bear.
I mean,
Wow.
guys.
I can't.
The Republicans'
Funny.
own witnesses that they presented after 8 months of fucking around with this, said there's nothing that leads to Joe Biden. I mean, what do you want?
Oh, Lord, help us all.
Well,
Will
if
you
you're not
two agree
happy, talk to your Republican representatives.
Yeah. Will you two agree to lay up off of Joe Biden after this conversation? This has been very brutal. We shouldn't have to tell you this
How's
stuff.
that feel, Zeus?
Tedious.
I'm not.
All right. Why don't you guys like Joe Biden?
Why do we have to not be concerned or talk about our president?
We should be all
You didn't vote
concerned.
for him.
We should all
vote
be
for him?
questioning. We should be nothing wrong with
There's
questioning.
nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Why not? You
What-
guys
what
are
is
still
that
you guys are
procedure
still worried about a man that's not even running the country.
Exactly.
All right. So I just asked you.
It's Obama's
Well,
third term.
I
We
just
all know it.
can you hear me? I just asked you, why don't you like
Detailed
Joe Biden?
banking records show that the Biden family and their business associates received $20 million in payments from foreign actors in places like Russia, China, Ukraine, Romania, including payments during Joe Biden's time as vice president. Republican Elise Stefanik said earlier this month. That was reported 3 days ago to ABC News.
Well, then why haven't they impeached him? You know what? Did you see the part in the hearings where the Democrats said,
You
impeach
just said
him?
there was
Do
nothing
it.
found in
Do
it
it.
in the hearings. So what's wrong? That's something that
What?
was found.
Okay, well, let's
Facts.
go down that path, Sapphire. If there was nothing found, what are you reading us? Where is that information coming
That
She's
was
from?
saying some
ABC
shit from
News.
just
Oh, the news.
The news you watch, Zeus. Those
ABC
channels.
News
Yeah.
3 days
Those
ago,
channels.
and
Yeah.
Republican Elise
But you
Stefanik
just
said it
said
was
there was
found
nothing
yeah,
earlier this
found.
Elise
month.
Stefanik said it. So what?
Oh, okay.
Marjorie
Again.
Taylor Greene said there's fucking Jewish space lasers. What the fuck?
Oh my God! Listen.
And Biden likes
The
and
Oh,
start-
Biden
I'm
the
likes
sorry. I
start
ice
of
forgot
cream.
where I am.
And Biden likes ice cream. And how many days of
I
vacation did
like
Biden
ice
take?
cream. In fact, I just got done
How
with a
much
vape.
how
I'd
much
like to
how
have
much
some ice
time
cream
has
right
Biden
now.
had for eating his ice cream?
And
What's
also,
that?
Wait,
can I
And
Sapphire.
oh,
All right,
and you don't
ladies,
like
ladies,
walls
ladies,
and
ladies,
barriers.
ladies.
You
Can
don't
we
like
have a
walls and
can I ask a
barriers.
Oh
question?
my gosh, girls,
But
can we have a
we don't.
regular
He
conversation?
don't
No
like
fact.
walls and barriers facts, but Biden just had taxpayers put a $500,000 barrier at his Delaware home.
Well, that's wonderful.
Have we seen any video recently? I mean, you guys are going to, evade this too, but what does Biden care about our country? We don't even see him at the border to watch and see what the hell's going on at that border. I mean,
All
does
right,
he
so
care?
can we explore this logically?
Yeah, let's
There's one
please.
answer to it
Please,
only.
you
There's only one
two.
answer.
Ladies, can we explore this logically? Not like we're like two dogs at a fence
No, he hasn't
jumping
been
at
at
each
the
Right,
other.
border. Has
we're in the
anybody?
dark
I'm asking.
Zeus
When I
realm
asked the
for a reason.
question,
All
has
right, well
anybody
then
seen?
here, I'm going to answer your question.
All right,
I'm going to answer your question.
all right. Has anyone seen Biden as
My
of recent?
God.
I'm not talking at the border consistently versus the other countries he sits in, doing photo ops at and all that good stuff. Has he been at our own border and all around New York City
Well,
and
you know what though?
Philadelphia, Chicago, all the shoplifting, all the criminals getting away with it, going back on the street to do it over. Stores have to
Do
close.
you want me to play violin while you're
Our
doing this?
country. And where's he at? He's in these other countries. Where's he at in our
Right.
country?
Are you going to ask
Okay,
one
okay.
question or fucking
Capricorn.
42?
Go ahead. Now go ahead. Yes, please.
So number one, are
Please.
you familiar with Title 8?
Why don't you answer her questions first?
I am.
Yeah, they like to do it this
Yeah, I
way.
know. They answer a question with
I
a
am. I'm going to take
Yeah.
it one piece at a time. What do you want to
Can you
eat?
answer?
Elephant
No,
all
but
one bite?
was he at? Have you seen him at the border yet in video recently?
Yeah.
He's answering your question.
It's a
you
yes
two,
or
please.
no. Have you seen him
He's
at the border
answering-
recently? Yes or
Addressing
no?
the issue.
Yes, I answered your question. Yes. Now let
When?
facts talk.
When?
When?
No, he hasn't.
No.
Already
It's facts.
asked
When?
See, you're not
I-
interested in a conversation.
No, because you're not answering it
Yeah.
correctly. You're not answering it properly, I should say.
Oh, I didn't answer it
I
correctly.
don't need it. I mean, like, answer. When was he there?
You guys
When?
keep interrupting.
Do you think you're a prosecutor?
I
Yeah,
could
you
be.
guys-
I probably
well,
could
you
be.
guys-
No,
But
you
anyway.
couldn't be
Stop
because you kind of suck.
interrupting him.
But I'm
Listen,
not.
So
no.
anyway, are you familiar with
just an
Title
American
8?
that
Yes
cares
or
about
no?
America.
Miss Jonathan, yes.
Just an American.
Are you
All right, so
familiar with
facts,
Title
please
8?
continue.
Mm-hmm.
What it
Go
is.
ahead with your
Are you
little
familiar with
ways of
Title 8?
answering my
Yes or no?
question. Go ahead with your little ways of answering my question.
Well, number
Yeah.
one, Biden doesn't have to actually show up at the border for a freaking
okay.
vote. I thought I was speaking.
Mm-hmm.
He is. You are.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Now you just rattle and rattle and rattle. Nobody interrupted you.
Okay.
No, okay. No.
So
Nobody
anyway,
interrupted. Go ahead.
I don't need a president to go down for a photo op at our border. He has people in the field. He can gather data, information.
Please.
That's a waste of time. That's people that like a photo op.
Cop out.
It's not a cop out. He's using his time more efficiently.
Are you an
He doesn't give a
American,
fuck.
Fox? Are you an American, Fox?
Did you
Much
tell him
more than
about the
you.
union?
Do you
He
even give a
was
crap about
stupid.
America?
Biden stands with the union workers, not the rich
You
corporations.
do realize as soon as I graduated high school,
God.
I enlisted, right?
Tell them facts.
So I don't think you want to go down that road.
Real patriot.
I don't flex my
You don't like
my military status. I never use it. But I mean, if you want to run that bullshit,
My husband was in the military also. So there's that.
Thank you, facts.
so anyway,
I-
since you want to go
have
trying to shame folks who's American enough,
Yeah, exactly.
I much more stand for the Constitution than you do. I promise you.
That good old Constitution, huh?
Yeah, the one that a certain Mango Mussolini said that he wanted to get rid of.
Yeah, that's not
MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution.
You heard what he said.
right. Exactly.
MAGA Republicans do not
For the first
respect the
time in our
Constitution.
history, we did not have the peaceful transfer of power.
Yeah, because of the insurrection of January 6th that Trump caused, ladies.
Well, no, that was just because he wasn't man enough to show up and admit he lost.
Yeah, but he still
If that's the
created.
case, Dark up there in the box up ahead there, whatever. I can't read the end of it, but
It just call me facts. That's what everybody calls me.
no,
She was
that's the
talking to
woman.
me.
Yeah.
She was talking to
Oh,
me.
If he caused it, why weren't the PB boys allowed to use that as their defense?
What?
they did try to use
tried.
that as their
They
defense,
tried, but
actually,
they were denied using that as their defense.
It ain't gonna
Oh my
work.
God.
because they couldn't
It's a
prove it.
I thought he caused it.
Oh.
He made them do it.
wow.
It was
So
the
why?
reason they were there, though. It was the reason. If he
Oh,
didn't do
okay.
that, there
So
was
people
he
like
did.
Epps didn't have their own mind.
Oh my God! It's
Actually, Epps
still.
is just one of you guys. So I mean, if you want to
Oh,
talk,
really?
go
He's one
for
of
it.
me. I wasn't there. Facts.
Well,
Oh
he's
my
a
God.
MAGA.
Okay,
Yeah,
why wasn't there? He
right.
was one of me. So don't make accusations
Well,
about stuff.
I'm saying when I say
So
that,
you
I say
call
You're a
he's
me?
Trump
a
supporter.
conservative.
No. Because
When I
if you're
said
gonna
that,
say that, then if you're
you're
gonna
really
say
fragile,
that,
girl.
the year of love, and you don't
You're
interrupt,
just looking to fight.
and you
Yeah,
don't
because you're just
interrupt.
saying nonsense. So yeah,
And
if you
you
act like
don't
a child,
interrupt. You get
I'm
what you
gonna treat
give
you like
then,
a
facts. You
child.
get what you give.
No,
And you bring
That's
feelings,
right.
you've been
not facts.
misbehaving
You bring
since I've came
feelings,
from
not
the.
facts. You bring
No.
feelings. You should change it. Feelings matter.
Well, they're all
My tone
feelings.
hasn't
They're that
changed in the
country. They're all
slightest.
All right.
I
feelings.
don't
I
It's
yell.
all
know they
feelings.
All
are.
right,
Yeah.
They
so
are.
I
I
heard some
shouldn't even
talking
be
about
entertaining this.
January 6th. Listen, Country and Capricorn. You brought up January 6th, and you said you're
Actually, no, we
Democrat,
didn't.
right?
I
I
think
didn't
it
bring
was
up January
facts.
6th.
I did. I
Who
did.
said they're a Democrat? Who said they're a Democrat? Sapphire, you said you're a
Yeah, I'm
Democrat, right?
registered as that, but I
All right, now
walked
I'm going to
away.
ask you these questions about January 6th because you know that's one of the things, right? Who would you say is responsible for the attack on the
The people
Capitol
that
on
went there
January
and
6th?
the people that went there and that went inside the building, that shouldn't have.
Donald Trump?
No,
Yeah.
Well,
So you don't think Donald Trump is
no,
responsible for
absolutely
the attack?
not.
Oh my
Just like if
God,
somebody gets a
lady.
DWI,
So you're
just
not
like
a
if somebody
Democrat?
gets a DWI, it's on
Yeah,
all
them,
right.
you're
not the
not a real
person that,
Can
no.
we actually talk about this?
You're not a real
Yeah.
Democrat.
Talk to him, facts. These two need to learn
I'm
the
not going
truth.
Okay.
to talk to
So
them, talk to them.
yeah, can I talk to you?
Because
Ask
we're
them.
women, we don't get to have the right to have a mind. Talk to
No,
them.
if I didn't think you had a
What kind
mind,
of
I wouldn't be
statement is that,
talking to you, would
Zeus?
I?
Lady, and you are guys.
Listen,
If
please.
I didn't think you had a mind, why would I bother talking to you?
I don't think I'm being.
Right.
You're talking at us. You're not talking with us. You're
Oh
Listen
making
up,
my
please,
God,
assumptions.
woman!
Sapphire.
You just acute a woman. Now you just said what? Like
You are a woman. If
woman?
you
You
want to
called
call me
me
a man,
woman.
go
You
for it.
have no business calling me that.
Okay,
That is
okay, now
rude.
let's get into January. You know what? You see, you're doing it again, Sapphire. Every time I bring up January 6th, you Trump supporters get triggered and you try to pretend like you're
Because I
victims.
don't
Do you
think Trump. I
understand
answered
that
your
you are
question. I don't think he's responsible.
Okay,
I
so
think
can I have the floor for a minute?
the
Whatever your name
people
is,
that
do you
the people
understand that
that
you
went
attacked
in
the United
and went
States
they
Miss
hold them
Sapphire.
accountable.
No, you
Miss
can't
Sapphire.
defend that.
How can I not defend that?
You
I
can't
just
defend
defended
that.
it. You're your own
No,
person.
it's
You're
not.
not an adult. You're not an adult,
You can't
Zeus.
defend
You make your
Oh
own
my
decisions at an
God!
adult's age.
You realize
it.
you're walking around with a chip on your shoulder, right?
You may, I
Thank you.
am no, I'm humble. I'm
Well,
humble.
then can I have the floor for a
Oh,
moment?
No,
oh,
I want to
wow.
speak, but you keep interrupting
You
me.
took the listen, you took one of my you tried to take one of my H's, Sapphire.
You're what?
One of my H's. Did I hear you say you're humble?
Humble? Yeah, I have
Yeah.
humility.
No. That's another sin you just committed. There's only one
You don't
person on
get to
social media
judge
that's
me.
humble. No, okay,
There's only
Sapphire.
one true judge, and
Now
that's
you're
God.
getting
He is the Triple
now
H.
you're getting no listen. Sapphire, now you're getting
Wait,
into
now
Zeus
you're,
territory.
whoa. So now,
You're
wait.
getting
So
into
wait,
some
you
dangerous.
actually believe that we believe that Trump is our Messiah, but you yourself
Yes,
have like this inferior complex? Like,
No.
Sapphire, you're
are
pivoting, you're
wait, are you?
backsliding.
Do
Not
you
going
actually
with it.
believe do you have that same motto that you accuse Trump of? You
Sapphire.
do.
Sapphire.
Well,
Listen,
that does
Sapphire.
happen to a lot of people. You do. You have a tendency of,
Sapphire.
instead of looking inner at your own issues, you tend to blame
You
others
are
for
trying
things
to
that are within
defend
yourself.
people. Okay, listen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to mute my good friend Sapphire because she's lost it. Every time we try to talk about January 6th, MAGA, they
Me and
start
tell me
acting like they're
what? What did you just accuse me of?
You can't be
You've
quiet
lost it. You've lost it.
How?
Because
because you can't
every
have a
time we start trying
conversation.
to bring up January 6th, you start turning into
Facts.
victims all of a
Facts.
sudden.
How am I not allowing any more of a conversation than you when you
Then
insert
have a back
yourself
and
every
forth
other
with
Because
me.
second?
we don't
Look at
want to
you
talk
go,
about what
Facts. I'll give you credit
we
there.
don't
You
want
are
we don't want to
good
hear
at
what you're
this. When
saying
I
right
saw you pop up in the
now.
box, I almost left, but you do
You
semi
almost
engage me
left.
sometimes, so I enjoy it. But then I
All right.
usually end
Well,
up
then,
You
blocking one of your thousands of accounts that you have.
I only have 2 accounts.
wow,
Okay,
this is
whatever.
the Dark Zeus
Oh,
account, by the
I
way.
have two. I have 2 regular accounts, and then I have 1 MAGA camouflage account.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I know.
So,
I
And,
know,
and
Facts.
again,
Trust me.
Sapphire, I've been very
meanwhile, back
calm.
at the
Meanwhile, I have
ranch,
one account.
Tell them facts. I've been very calm,
And don't
Sapphire,
hide
but one of
behind
the
it.
things
And I have
that
an actual
grinds my
picture of my
gears,
face up there.
listen,
I have
one
a
of the
picture of
things
my
if
that
you
face.
want to
grinds
see me,
my
I'll show
gears,
you.
I
I
have a
mean, what
picture
do we get?
one of the things that grinds my gears is the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol. Sapphire, that is unforgivable to Zeus. What you and your friends did that day. Do you understand
I
why I
said
get so passionate
again,
about
the
that?
people that went in there should be held accountable.
And Donald Trump.
Well, that's your opinion.
Well, wait a second. Let's
And
wait a second,
Donald.
Zeus. Let me talk with her for a second. Let's see if it's
Okay,
your
please,
opinion.
please. I'm trying to be kind. I'm trying to be kind, but this
I
is
know,
something
it
that
gets
really
me too,
gets me
but
going.
let's explore
All
it.
right.
Okay, so after Trump left the rally, I mean, we don't have to worry about anything else. Once he left the rally, he went back to the White House. And it's been testified to under congressional oath by Ivanka Never Trump or Trump, Mark Meadows, Pat Cipollone, the White House attorney, and virtually all of the Oval Office staff, that once Trump got back to the White House, he went into the White House dining room, sat down for 3 hours and 7 minutes, and turned on the television watching our nation's capital be attacked. Now, even though Ivanka herself testified that she pled with her father to intervene 3 separate times, to their credit, and I don't even like crediting these two, but even Laura Ingraham and Sean Hannity texted in trying to get Trump to intervene, and Mark Meadows and multiple other people. Trump did nothing. He
Guess
sat
you
there
didn't hear the
watching.
son's testimony.
What's that?
I guess you didn't hear Chief Son's testimony. You like to watch people's testimony. Did you hear Chief
I
Son's
heard it.
testimony?
I heard
Yeah.
it.
Was there a request put in
And
prior by
admittedly, it was
him?
all
Was there
Donald
a
Trump.
request put in
It
by
was.
him, and who denied it?
There was no request put in by him.
No, there wasn't.
You missed the whole point of the hearing, Sapphire.
Okay.
The request went up the chain of command to several individuals, all right? And Donald Trump was one of them.
Now,
And
but the
as you
point
can
is,
see,
now you can go. What is your Sapphire? Tomorrow or Monday, excuse me. Or actually, you can do it on Sunday, maybe. Call the DC National Guard. They have a public affairs number, and you'll find out that they report directly to the President of the United States because it's not in a state. So at any time, he could have picked up the phone and called them. He could have called the state police. He could have called the Pentagon. He could have called
He did
frickin'
actually request from Michael Stenger,
please
and
listen.
Paul Irving.
Please listen.
Where
You're
was
trying
their
to make
response?
excuses
Where
for
was their
him.
response?
Sapphire.
You're not listening.
Listen.
I am listening, but you're
Let's
asking
say
who
all right, let's
responded
say
first?
12
Who
other
responded
people. Wait a
first? The
second.
New Jersey State Police or the National Guard? Facts.
What was the question?
Who responded first? The New
Are
Jersey
you
State
saying
Police or
New
the
Jersey
National
or was
Guard?
it Virginia? Or was it New Jersey or Virginia? I mean, Sapphire,
But
seriously.
still, who
The whole
responded
problem
first?
is
Who
this.
responded first? Come on.
I don't know exactly who got there first.
Well, you would if you watched Son's testimony.
Sapphire.
That's
Donald Trump.
You
irrelevant.
said he should be calling in the state troopers and all this. And well, actually, he requested previous additional support
Again, you're not listening
prior
to what I
to
just
this.
told you.
And why was it denied?
Sapphire.
You're not listening.
Sapphire.
Why wasn't it? Why wasn't
Sapphire.
it denied? Yeah.
Let's
Why
say
was it
Nancy.
denied? Why was it denied?
Oh my God, you're
Because
just
you want to blame it on
hearing this.
Trump. You want to always blame
You're not
everything on.
listening. You're not listening. Thank you. Okay, so for the rest of the folks,
Sapphire.
this is really
Sapphire.
simple.
Cut it out.
I mean, the fact is, even his own daughter pled with him to do something, and he did nothing. I mean, if any of you in the audience were watching our nation's capital be attacked and you had the power to intervene, ask yourself what you would do.
I
Because
would have
I
done
damn well.
something beforehand.
Well, you know what?
Like
Let's
what?
say
Because
he
they
charged.
were
Wait a
saying
second.
that
Let's Sapphire.
he
Let's
was
say what
getting
you're
the.
saying is
He
true,
was here, or
and
were
he gave
you
a
not?
bunch of
Oh
people.
no! You got time to talk. You don't get to monologue the entire time
Listen, Sapphire. We weren't done. I wanted to follow what Fax was saying
because you
for
need
my
him to
sake. All right?
monologue for you.
Well, listen, I need to follow facts, okay? And that's what this is about. Sometimes they take a little long to
No,
do,
he's
but I'm
not
there with
saying
them. Don't
any.
worry. Well,
He's
listen,
saying
These are
you have your
feelings.
opportunity.
He's
these
saying
are.
You have
feelings.
a
So what
chance.
negates the beginning part? What
So
negates the
you're
days
saying
before?
Ivanka Trump's testimony is irrelevant?
So what negates the days before?
You mean when he
Go
told
for
him
it,
to
Fax.
be
Go
there,
for it,
it'll be
Fax.
wild?
Go for it. I got my hand on her mute button. Go for it, Fax. Listen,
My
Sapphire,
God.
it's very important I get through this because I got to go. All right?
Yeah.
But you're not going to
The
change my
point
mind
is,
about who's
even if you
responsible
want to
for
go with
January.
them saying that Nancy Pelosi this, that, even if Nancy Pelosi was charged with security and she dropped the goddamn ball, he's the president of the United States. No one outranks him in Washington. He can pick up the phone and call somebody. For 3 hours and 7 minutes, he called no one. That's dereliction of duty.
Thank you. And I want to go back a little further.
And that's your
When
opinion,
Donald Trump,
Fax.
listen,
That's
Sapphire,
his
listen,
daughter's
this is the
opinion.
And now we care
Sapphire, this is
about
what
what she says. I thought she didn't
Sapphire.
have any basis. Everyone put her down as being anywhere in his administration
And
or
also
cabinet.
everyone
And
else
now you
up in the
value her
Oval
opinion.
Office. Excuse me,
See,
everybody else
that's what I
too.
mean.
Hello?
That's what I mean. You change
Hello?
it depending on when you want it.
10,000
Yes.
troops. Trump asked for 10,000
Yes.
troops 3 days before
Yep.
January 6th. Nothing's been
Okay,
mentioned. Do you guys
all
mention
right.
that? Do you ever bring that up?
Okay. I want to stop
That
right
was
Why?
there.
Go
debunked.
ahead. Go ahead.
All
10,000
right.
troops. Yep.
That was
I want to go back
debunked.
National
here
Guard. The
to
National Guard.
By
Yep.
who? Who's
That's not true.
Yeah.
all right,
Go
and
ahead.
yeah, and Ray Epps is not feds either. You two, listen up. This all started because Donald Trump lost the 2020 election and he lied to Americans. This is why this started. So if you want to start talking about January 6th, start with the big lie. All right? And he posted on his social media platform for you to be there in Washington, D.C. to help him interfere with the peaceful transfer of power. So I don't want to hear about no National Guard
So you're ignoring
nonsense.
the
I don't want
10,000 troops?
that's the smallest part of
You're
it.
They would have
The real
prevented. It would have
issue is
prevented it would have
the real
prevented that.
issue is he created a criminal enterprise, all right? And you can go look this up. He's being indicted in it
All
in the
right.
state of Georgia. And he solicited Trump supporters, starting from,
We're
the
Americans.
people
We're
in
not
his
to go and
cabinet,
protest.
all the way down to you folks,
Listen,
okay?
he,
Not
he
one Democrat
he
participated in it. So
tweeted for
when you
them all
told
to
Bruce
go
you were
home
a
when he saw
Democrat,
that it
that's
got
what
like
went through your
that.
mind.
He
Yeah,
tweeted
after
What?
and
3 hours and
it
7
got
minutes.
removed. It just got removed from
After
Twitter.
3 hours and 7 minutes.
All right, well,
You don't want to
3
talk
days
about
before
January
January
6th.
6th, he requested 10,000
No, he
National
didn't.
No, he
Guard.
did
That was
not.
debunked.
who debunks this stuff?
Yeah, right? Who debunked it? You, the libs?
Yeah. Which,
Yes,
which
us
Okay.
media
evil
outlet
libs.
debunked it for you that you believe?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
This is why. This
No,
is
no, but you
why.
got to look into all of it, Zeus.
You know,
All of it,
So
Zeus.
I'm
Sapphire
curious,
and
ladies, what about the court cases? Can we talk about those?
Oh, now you want to go back to the court
I think
cases?
Zeus has to go,
Sure.
he said. He has to go, I thought,
Oh, yeah,
Zeus.
you got to go, Zeus?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm done
Are you done?
because
Why?
Thank
Sapphire,
you.
Well, why are you done? I mean,
and
Zeus,
Capricorn.
I mean,
I've
seriously.
never seen some
At
people
least you
openly.
conceded, Zeus. Thanks.
I've never seen I've never seen two individuals so openly
What?
support Russia like you two. You two support Russia.
I
Yeah.
do not
Just
support. I don't
I
support
don't
Russia.
support an endless war.
you
I don't
do.
support an
You
endless
do.
war. Never
Not
have,
at
never
all.
will.
Not at all.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay, right there. You support
You're
Russia.
not
You put words in
patriotic.
my mouth, so.
No, because
You're
if you
not
I want a
patriotic. You
plan. I
support
want a
Russia.
plan.
They
Remember,
have a plan.
I
They're
told you at
defending
the
their
beginning of
country.
this conversation, Zeus, I'm a problem solver. I like people that are
No,
problem solvers.
absolutely
problem
not.
is
No, you support
Absolutely not.
Russia.
No.
yeah,
You you
exactly.
you're the ones I
I
refer to
support
when I
peace.
say
No, you
Yeah,
No,
I
you
don't.
support
support
peace.
no.
Russia.
I
Hmm.
support
You
peace.
support
Look,
Russia.
facts,
We
facts.
have two
Look
people in
up
the
the
box that
statistics
support
of
Russia.
who starts the most
Dictatorship.
wars. Come on now, stop.
Dictatorship.
Or who gets
Putin
involved
Vladimir
in the
Who
most
started
Putin.
this
wars?
war?
The
Who
Dems
gets
love
involved
Russia.
with
wars.
the most
Vladimir
Dems
wars?
love
Putin.
wars.
Look
They
and
make
see
money.
it.
They make
Who
money off
They
started
it.
make
this
money on
war?
it. They make
Woo!
money on this.
Spreading lies.
Who started this
I've
war?
never
Exactly
They
Russia.
right.
make
seen
money on
I've
this.
never
The
seen two
Republicans
people
are the
That's
support
a
ones who
different
Russia like
story.
support
you
Tell me
two.
Trump.
why then they're not allowing the and Ukraine into NATO right now.
No, you don't
Because they're in
support
war.
because
Because they
you
just
Right?
support
What?
Russia.
So
the
That's
United
against
let
the
them
States.
rules.
in. Let them in. They need it. They need
It's
it. They need
against
the
the rules.
coverage.
You
Let them.
can argue though against that being the rules, but that's against the rules.
All right, listen up. I gotta wrap it up. But
Oh
you
my
know what,
God, dude.
Sapphire and Capricorn, what a shame. What a shame.
Thank you. You're embarrassing. I'm sorry. My dog is screaming.
You've entered the Dark Zeus realm and you've revealed something that's very unforgivable to Zeus. You can't be Russian assets and then sit here and try to say you're patriotic.
Dogs are more patriotic than they are, right?
Any last words, facts before we get out of here? Because Zeus does have to run.
Yeah, one
Sapphire,
dork in the comments said, "Why didn't it happen under Trump?" Listen, it was going to happen either way. Putin didn't care who was going to be president. All he was counting on, he was hoping that Trump was going to get the second presidency, and then he wouldn't have to worry about NATO so much. Period.
yeah, yeah. Thank
And
Take
you.
that.
Cooper has a
Thank you.
message too. Press the button, buddy.
Trump is going to prison.
That's his message. Did you hear that?
Yes, Donald, thank you. Trump is going to
That's right.
prison.
And we are the Democrats. Resistance is fucking futile.
Yes, we need to
Thank
stick
you.
together because if we don't, it's going to be a dictatorship, but we don't want that. We do
We're
not
not doing
want
that. We're
Exactly.
Russia.
not doing that.
No,
See
we're
ya,
not.
Zeus.
And see
Okay,
ya.
bye guys.
All right.
Bye, Zeus.
Later,
Thank
later.
you.
All right. Listen.
Bye.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Dark Zeus realm, all right? And this is the account. There's no mods. It's just me and you. One on one. And as you can tell, I went quite the distance with MAGA this morning. Me and a couple of my friends, and it became crystal clear early on, but we listened to it. They support their Lord and Savior, Vladimir Putin. They pretend that they're victims when you bring up January 6th. I've never seen people do this in my life. They want to sit there and hide behind the fact they're women. They want to hide behind the fact that they're Christians. All of that when you start mentioning January 6th. And it won't work with Zeus. What Donald Trump and his supporters did on January 6th is unforgivable. And I stand behind my statement before. I would rather have 1 million migrants in this country than one Vladimir Putin certified Trump supporter. All right. And I do mean that because the biggest threat to our country isn't the migrants, it's these domestic terrorists who are branding themselves as MAGA. All right. You don't want to hear no facts. You just want to get off on TikTok and spread your lies and misinformation. And I was a lot kinder. I was very kind with them. And they probably are somewhere deep down inside, they're good people. But that part about January 6th, that's a bridge too far, ladies. That's a bridge too far. And I just don't know if there's any room for forgiveness. Yeah, MAGA is a brand, Janae. It is a brand, and the brand represents fraud. Donald Trump built his entire empire on fraud. All right? That's what the New York Attorney General Letitia James just revealed to the American people, and there's a docket number for it. Swervin showed it to us. He's a fraud. Go back and watch those shows called The Apprentice and watch it and know that everything he's saying to you is a lie. Okay? It's a lie from the pits of hell. You so-called adults that have bowed down and started worshiping Donald Trump, you so-called adults ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You really should be, okay? His whole career is built on lies, fraud, theft, crimes, all right? And you sit here and you proudly support this guy. And you call yourselves patriots. You're not patriots. You're nothing but hypocrites. All right, so before I sign off, I'm going to let President Biden have the last word when it comes to MAGA, all right?
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. They refuse to accept the results of a free election, and they see their MAGA failure to stop a peaceful transfer of power after the 2020 election as preparation for the 2022 and 2024 elections. MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards.
And we just saw it, ladies and gentlemen. We just saw those nasty MAGA forces try to interfere with the Dark Zeus realm, and they failed miserably. All right? So, Janae, you can keep trying. Capricorn, you can keep trying. Sapphire, you can keep trying. MAGA, you can keep trying. But it's not going to work. I will never give up. I will keep bringing down this heavy hammer of truth and making sure that you have no place of peace in the United States of America, because everyone's going to know when they talk to you that you are nothing but a puppet for Vladimir Putin. All right. And now you can take that to Donald Trump. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I do really got to go. Take care.
Who's always the most handsome in the kingdom?
What a Saturday.
When I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky.
Get out of here, MAGA.
Like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm riding in an eagle, ain't got bread on me too. Took a long time to get here. You really like a button. Get away from me, fool. I got money on my mind. I can't
leave it up to you.
I can't hang around with you. You fall in love too.
Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Mix all in the mix. I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds. When you playing with the gods and you playing with the
go!
Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the gods, but you such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse. I'm catching all these snakes like a mongoose.
You're welcome, Rio.
I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus.
You all be ashamed of yourself. Thank you, everyone.
Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you look like Zeus. Make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm hotter than Hades.
Thank you, Janae.
Down the road.
Yes, thank you, Janae. You're right.
I'm living proof. I've been waiting for
See
this
that,
moment.
Janae?
I gotta choose.
Thank you, Janae. Go ahead and get you one.
I didn't make the game of rules. So
If you can afford it.
If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. People telling
You can go get one, Janae, but you gotta pay for it, all right? Thank you, Andy. I know the ladies love me because I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the gods, boy, you're such a douche.
I tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse.
Tell 'em,
Catching
man.
all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love
Cut
me.
it out,
I'm the
Sapphire.
one that they choose.
I'll get you
know
next
I'm so
time,
handsome.
Sapphire.
That's why they call me Zeus.
You and
This is how I
Capricorn.
move when I'm walking like Zeus.
Janae.
This is how I sound when I'm
You
talking
can't
like
afford
Zeus.
it.
This is how I
Just
stare
admit it,
when I'm looking
Janae.
like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving
like
like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till
Yeah.
I pull up like Zeus.
Yeah.
Thunder in the
Yeah.
sky like you up like Zeus.
Janae.
I make my own rules. I'm a god. Call
Janae, take a screen record of me, Janae, and post it on your profile for us, Janae. Okay? Go ahead, get this angle. And then this one too. All right? Now go put that on your profile, Janae. All right. All right, I knew you would. Tell all your friends about me, Janae.
He's deranged. He's deranged. He's deranged. He's deranged.
Uh-oh!
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater. Jack Smith.
Yesterday!
His wife's a Trump hater. They hate
Cindy!
But he's a harasser and an abuser.
This one's for you!
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
What?
Deranged Jack Smith.
Hey!
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater.
Right.
His family is a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can.
Yes!
Donald Trump is indicted for one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
All right. Have a great rest of your morning. I'm out of here.